There's a blood shortage and we came up to dead lover's point at midnight on Friday the 13th.
Lame.
Guess I'm gonna waste all this blood by dying in a predictable horror movie way.
50% of Americans like watching blood get spilled in horror movies, but only 3% donate it. When was the last time you donated blood?
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects. Check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Week 7 of the high school football season, and playoff implications on the line tonight as the 3-3 Lucas Cubs play host to the Thunderbirds of Lima Central Catholic, who also check in at 3-3. Welcome inside the Wendy's broadcast booth, everybody. Erik Hines alongside Erik Will. WMAN teaming up with our friends at the OH Report tonight to bring you live high school football on this week 7 of the season outside in a newly designed treehouse, Erik Will.
Yes, it is, and man, it's sturdy. It's almost too comfortable up here.
Yeah, there's no movement.
Yeah, normally
we're anchored.
Normally we're swaying and moving. We got homecoming going on tonight. Beautiful setting. It really is a nice setting here. This is the first time we've been here. So what's this make, Aaron?
This is
eight different venues in 7 weeks.
That's right. 2 in week 1.
Yeah.
This is our 8th different venue this season. Love it. Yeah.
And this is as good as anywhere you're going to go. I'm telling you, this is like I said, we say this all the time. If you've never been to Lucas, you're missing out. This is a great place to watch a football game.
Well, we're expecting a very good football game here tonight. Two teams who are very similar in record, 3-3. They're both 9th in their computer region. The top 16 get in. They're both independent, and they both play a whale of a schedule.
Yeah, I mean, you see 3-3 on the schedule, and you start formulating opinions without understanding who they've played and how they got here. And both teams have played state-ranked teams that are probably at the height, on the top of their respective conferences. And then here's the other thing. Both these teams are independent, so because of that, they're traveling all over the state to play anybody that'll play them. So, these two meet in week 7, and, I think we figured it out. It's between 2 and 2 hours and 15 minutes for Lima Central Catholic to get here. And so, they, as you said, we're going to talk about him here quickly. Carson Parker, the quarterback, running back, kind of the do-it-all guy here for Lima Central Catholic. They didn't come here not to put on a show and go back with a W, right? I mean, right now, not only are we talking about playoff points, but you're also talking about just getting momentum back on their sides.
I said he likely drove that bus down they came down on, because we're going to begin and talk about the Thunderbirds of Lima Central Catholic. They are under ninth-year head coach Scott Paulty, and they are led. They're coming off a win over Hopewell Loudon a week ago, 31-8. They're a very, very good football team. Eric, they want to run the ball. They're going to be in the shotgun, but it all starts with their quarterback, Carson Parker. He has, I think, all but 4 of their touchdowns this season.
Yeah, I think you're right. And, you look at him through the air, he's completing about 48%, 737 yards. Here's the key. 121 rushes for 650 yards, 5.5 yards a carry. That's really good. High schools have figured out quickly. The Thunderbirds are no different from Lima Central Catholic, that you got to have your best player touching the ball virtually every play. So Carson Parker is that guy for them. And then he's going to get some help from Gabe Sierra. He's got 54 carries for 426 yards. They got a couple of nice receivers. Matt Quatman, 22 catches for 352. And then Sal, I think it's Italian here. It's Guideni, I believe, 14 catches for 169.
Guigenti, correct.
Guigenti, that's right.
I had a good chat with their coach on pronunciations.
Right.
Absolutely.
Listen, man, I'll tell you what. If you're listening and you're from Lima Central Catholic, don't get on us too much here. We're going to do our best here with these names, but no, they're a solid football team. Like I said, when you see 3-3, I don't think that's indicative of who they are.
No, they have a very good linebacker in Ethan Frankhauser. He's their second leading tackler on the team, and their linebackers are really a group that played well last year. They're back this season. They have twins as well at linebackers. Matt, you mentioned Gabe, Sierra, and, of course, the one guy we got to talk about, their stud. He was third-team All-Ohio a year ago, and that was Jacob Locker. I mean, he really played well a year ago. He's their leading tackler.
Yeah, he's got 53 total tackles, but here's the key, 22 unassisted. He's got 5 TFLs and a sack. So he's going to be a guy that's going to, that Lucas is going to have to account for. And part of the keys of the game, we'll get to these kind of as we get a little bit closer, and I know Brian will put those on the screen eventually when we get there. They have got to win the line of scrimmage and keep Lucas in a second and long. I feel like that's essential. You've got to displace that line. Crestview was able to do it last week, so we're going to see if Lima Central Catholic, having that film, has the same type of recipe, and they have the ability to, with those ingredients, to make the same type of meal that it's going to take to beat a Lucas.
Yeah, you talk about, making the Cubs one-dimensional. We got the keys up, 1 3 and out per half. I know that's your key for every defense every week.
1 3 and out per half is huge, especially when you're playing a team like Lucas. And, for me, when I look at creativity with Carson, how are they going to use them? How are we going to see them? And then make the Cubs one-dimensional. When you make the Cubs one-dimensional, what does that mean? That means don't let Smolin beat you. That's fine. Lucas comes every single week to run the football. That's fine. You know that. They're not going to veer from that. But you can't let Smolin then turn around and throw BBs around the field on your secondary.
As we talk about Lucas, 3-3 on the year, I think one of the most impressive stats is Lucas's 3 losses. The teams that have beat them, and I can rattle them off, but they're 17-1. Mogador, Crestview, and the Clear Fork Colts. Eric, the schedule's really good.
Yep. Yeah, they are. And I think we're getting real close here to the national anthem. But, for me, you look at Smolin, I think we can talk about him, his effect on the game, especially through the air, completing roughly 50% of his passes with 555 yards. But let's be honest, it's the twins that we have there in the backfield with Toms and Fenella.
Yeah, Toms and Fennell have been very good. I believe we're going to have the national anthem for you here in just a moment. I think they're getting everybody all queued up and ready to go here on homecoming night here at Lucas.
Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a country.
And we are ready for the national anthem. We got some more stats. The Cubs have lost 2 in a row. It's been forever since they dropped 3 in a row. We'll talk about that coming up in just a moment. As we pause now, Lucas Band on the field for the playing of tonight's national anthem. And the national anthem by the Lucas Marching Band. We are just a couple minutes away from kickoff tonight. 3-3 Lucas, 3-3 Lima Central Catholic. Let's talk about the Cubs here, by the way. 14th year head coach Scott Spitler. I talked about their opponents. The last time Lucas lost 3 games in a row, which they're in danger of, Erik, it was nearly a decade ago. It was the start of the 2013 season. Oh, by the way, the next year in 14, they made the playoffs. They haven't missed since.
Yeah, and, right now they're still in good position, especially taking the top 16. A lot of points online tonight just because of the fact that you're going to get a lot of second-level points from these guys. But getting back to what we were talking about with some of the keys, when you talk about Logan Toms and Andrew Fenella, both of them, Toms with 438 yards, Andrew Fenella with 436. And when you look at it, you're looking at, between those two, they're averaging over 7 yards together a carry with 8 total touchdowns. So they want to ride those two guys, and they bring a little bit of a different element with a little speed and power. So, and get behind that young offensive line. See, that's just it. What you're accustomed to with Lucas is they always have a really physical offensive line. This offensive line, it's not that they're not physical, but they're a little bit more inexperienced, and each week you'd like to think they're getting a little bit more smart, a little bit more intelligent, and growing a little bit more as a group.
By the way, Corbin Toms caught a 30-yard touchdown catch a week ago. Great pass from Smolin. Lucas averages 25 points a game. They allow 19. Lima Central Catholic scores 23, allows 25. These two teams have met before.
Yes, they have.
They met in 2 consecutive years in 2018 and 2019. And did you know, I know everybody knows Lucas went and played for the state title in 19. Did you know they lost 14-7 that year to LCC?
Yeah, well, that team was loaded. They had one of the best running backs I've never seen. Because I just saw highlights, I guess, if I didn't see him in person, but I heard he was phenomenal.
But Lucas only gave 2 scores.
That's right.
That's good.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'd be remiss on Lucas's defensive side if we didn't bring up, Ty Lenart, with 90 total tackles, 2 sacks, and here's the thing that's crazy for me is he's got like 6 TFLs. This place is just rocking. The band doesn't take it over. They just throw in a little Metallica, Enter Sandman.
Everybody's ready to go then.
Our producer tonight, Brian. Here's how cool it is for us, Aaron. We're in Lucas. We're with the head guy. We're with Brian tonight. So it's going to be a good night here in Cubby Country.
Means you're in good hands. Lucas will receive the football first as Lima Central Catholic will kick off. Michael Taflinger will kick it off. Cubs will field the return across the 20, 25, 30. Zach Deal goes down near the 32-yard line. That's where the Cubs will start first on offense. And you know what's interesting? We're going to see LCC's offense in a bit. You know what Coach Spitler told me? This may be the best offense they've seen yet. How about that?
Well, which is saying something. Because think about some of the teams Lucas has seen, specifically last week, even with, Crestview. With the Raymer kid and the Kuhn kid playing quarterback. So that's a compliment. And like I said, when you look at these two teams, they want to go about it a little bit different way. They both want to run the football, but one's doing it, kind of in a 12-yard box, and the other one does it out of a spread look.
Here we go. Lucas 1st and 10 as they run the football right up the middle, and they'll bowl their way about 3 yards out to the 35-yard line. So Lucas straight ahead. And that was the fullback, Ty Lenhart, carrying the football. If you missed us last week, and a lot of people don't realize, Ty Lenhart has not played high school football. He last played in middle school. They got him to come out this season. He has been big time for them on offense and defense.
He was a must-get. There was no doubt about it. I mean, he's a difference maker on both sides of the ball for them.
Second down, about 4. Pitch to the right, breaking free is the back. That's Logan Todd. He breaks into LCC territory down the sideline, inside the 30, inside the 20, and shoved out of bounds. Down around the 12-yard line, touchdown saving push out of bounds. That's Sal Guagenti. We talked about him earlier. If he doesn't get there, Erik, that's a touchdown. But Logan Toms with a game-changing run.
Hey, it's basic analytics, man. As soon as you pitch that ball, the quarterback also becomes a lead block there. So there's more guys at the point of attack. It's a great design there. And, listen, if you're a defense there, you have to bump your second-level guys over. That's going to happen a whole bunch to LCC tonight.
That's a home and kitchen supply first down of better than 50 yards on that scamper. 1st and 10 at the Thunderbird 12-yard line. Smolin under center nearly lost it. It looked like it was a low snap. He'll get it. He'll pitch it to Toms, the back, but everybody collapses on him, including one of the big guys on the line.
Johnny McGee.
Yeah.
See, I love these Italian names. Gianni, come on, that's great.
Gianni's 320. When he got a hold of him, he was going nowhere.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. That's a big boy right there, grabbing a hold of him there. So, but you're right. It almost looked like it might have. I don't know if he actually lost it, but it almost looked like it hit the ground and then he kind of scooped it. It almost seemed like there was going to be a whistle as well, right?
Yeah,
Am I crazy on
right.
that?
The snap was a little low, it looked like. So Lucas will have the football, no gain, 2nd and 10 from the 12-yard line. They'll pitch it right side. Logan Toms tries to get the corner, breaks a tackle. Good job by Logan Toms. He'll then be slung out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. He got out of a tackle from the safety, who's also the quarterback, in Carson Parker, and then able to get down. It looks like he's near the 3-yard line. So good job, good strength right there by the junior Logan Toms.
Yeah, and we can still get, I believe, a first down here. So I think we're looking at about a 3rd and a long yard here. So, this is exactly what have I been saying? Tops.
Yeah, I like that a lot. 3rd and about a yard from the 3-yard line of the Thunderbirds. They'll hand the football to the fullback, left side. I'm sorry, no, they didn't give it to the fullback.
They
did give it to Finello that time. Looked like they were going to give it to Ty Lenhart. Finello's got the football. He will not get into the end zone, but I believe he's got the first down. Yes, he does. Give him 2 yards. 1st and goal, Lucas, as they get 3 first downs as they march the football now. 1st and goal at the Thunderbird 1-yard line. We have 9:18 to play here in the opening quarter. We are scoreless for the moment, but Lucas, as they pack everybody in, right behind fullback, Andrew Smolin, who keeps the football. He just spun right around, followed those blockers. He's in, and the Cubs strike on the opening drive.
Yeah, we should be getting some fireworks. There they are. So we got the fireworks going off, and Lucas was on point and on schedule that entire drive. They had the big play to go along with it on the ground, exactly what they want. Right there, first pivot, followed his fullback right in as a lead blocker. And
running the football well and punching it into the end zone. WMAN.
There's a blood shortage and we came up to Dead Lover's Point at midnight on Friday the 13th.
Lame.
Guess I'm gonna waste all this blood by dying in a predictable horror movie way.
50% of Americans like watching blood get spilled in horror movies, but only 3% donate it. When was the...
Welcome back to Bob Wine Field here in Lucas. Touchdown to 6 plays to march it right down the field. Kickoff going to be fielded by the return man. We'll talk about this guy a lot. Matthew Quatman, the sophomore. Nice return near the 30-yard line is where the Thunderbirds will start. 1st and 10, and again, they got into the end zone very quickly, did the Lucas Cubs. And as we mentioned on that drive, extra points all season long brought to you by Mill Iron Auto Parts. It's a good idea to stop by and see them. State Route 39 between Mansfield and Shelby. You'll receive top dollar for your scrap vehicle. And the Cubs, Tom's down.
And they'll throw it just enough to keep you honest, but they're still only completing about a 50%.
They'll hand the football off to a man inside. Got a good chunk of real estate, maybe good close to a first down. That was Payne Cutlip on the carry, and he'll be out near the 39-yard line. Terrific run, Erik. They brought him in motion, got him the football, got the corner, and nearly got a first down. Give him 9.
Yeah, that was really nice speed there by Payne Cutlip. And, it's funny, Aaron, on the year, he's only got 6 totes for 51 yards. He does have a touchdown, so, 9 yards right out of the gate. That's a nice look for them. Nice little jet sweep there. I do feel like that Lima Central Catholic does feel like they have a touch of an athletic variance on the edge there.
They'll hand the football off this time to the running back, and like a bull his way for a home and kitchen supply first down right up the middle. He got through the line and across the 45 near the 46-yard line. So good run right there up the middle by Lima Central Catholic. We'll call this name a lot. Gabe Sierra. Erik, you talked about him running the football. So they got a home and kitchen supply first down. But really the big threat we haven't seen yet, only 2 plays in, but it's the quarterback.
Well, yeah, and he's got 426 on the year. Gabe Sierra does almost 8 yards a carry. So you're going to see him quite a bit tonight.
They will fake the handoff. The quarterback's going to throw a slant caught by the receiver. That's Quatman into Lucas territory inside the 40. They'll spot him down near the 38-yard line, so a couple first downs.
Great diversified play calling so far, Aaron.
Well, I'll tell you what, I talked to Coach Spitler. If you missed the pregame interview, what he told me was not only can the quarterback park or run, he told me he can make every throw on the football field.
Yeah, you can see he's got a live arm there. And Quatman, that's his 23rd catch on the year, and he's well over 360 yards. So he is the primary target, and then he'll go to Guageni, kind of as a supplemental here. But number 4 is the guy he likes to go to through the air.
7:50 to play opening quarter, 7-0 Lucas, but Lima Central Catholic 1st and 10 at the Cub 38-yard line. Man in motion, they fake it. The quarterback's going to keep it. Not a lot of room to operate. He'll get a couple up the middle. He'll go down near the 36-yard line. Good job by Lucas. Multiple guys got in there. Braden Spitler, among others. Believe I saw Lenhart was in there as well.
Yeah, he was in there as well. Defensive line did a nice job of eating up blocks there. Defensive line is actually a thankless job. It requires double teams, especially that shade technique, which is going to kind of be over the shoulder of that guard or center, and then that 3 technique over the guard. They've got to eat double teams up, man.
2nd and 8 at the Lucas 36-yard line. Slant over the middle, a dangerous pass. All kinds of orange jerseys hit the hands of Quatman. Incomplete. Had a lot of heat on that pass. It'll fall incomplete. All I saw quickly looking was a lot of orange jerseys.
Yeah, and listen, Lucas plays a lot of what's called, they're running a 3-4 cover 2 shell. So they're basically playing quarters out there. You'll see it tomorrow when you watch Michigan play Iowa. That's what they play the whole time. Iowa's going to play quad. They're going to play that quarters the entire time. So now we've got empty. So, Lucas is set up for this defensively with only having 3 down linemen.
7:04 left, opening quarter, 7-0 Lucas. 3rd down and 8. They'll throw it to the near side and over the outstretched arm of Quatman, who would have had a first down. A man there in coverage, Logan Thomas, but if he could have dropped it in there, he would have had a first down, but he overthrows him.
Yeah, and he's had the last 2 balls, the receiver was open. There was some separation. Quarterbacks missed high. Here's what that tells me, and I'll bet you anything he's a baseball player, and I don't know that for sure. But the reason I say that is because he doesn't get that elbow underneath. If you don't get that elbow underneath, you have a tendency to kind of miss high, and he's missed high. And even the one that was completed earlier, he was high on it. The receiver made a nice snag.
That's when coaches talk about your mechanics,
that's
correct?
Right. Oh, absolutely, and that's what it is. Get your feet underneath it, get your shoulders where they need to be, get your elbow under the ball.
Here we go. Lima Central Catholic going to go for it. Hang on. We'll get a timeout. We'll keep it right here. This may not be a full 1-minute timeout. It's 4th and 8. Lima Central Catholic, the ball at the Lucas 36-yard line. 6:59 to play, opening quarter, 7-0 is the Lucas lead. High school football on WMAN, driven by the Buckeye Superstore. State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the low payment kings, BuckeyeSuperstore.com. How about this? Next week, we will be at Arlen Field. Mansfield Senior will host Worcester. We will not be on WMAN next week because the Cleveland Guardians have found their way into October. They will play next Friday on WMAN at a time to be determined, so we don't want you to miss any action. So high school football will move to my 100.1, which is Erik Will's Jammin' Station, correct?
Man, that's my spot. I love 100.1.
Classic hits.
Absolutely.
All right,
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
And I'll tell you what, thinking about this, what you'd say, well, why does a defense like to run quarters? What that means is your corner, your 2 safeties, and your other corner, they all have a quarter of the field. That's what that means when people say quarters. Well, because it keeps everything in front. Very few teams can sustain 8, 10, 12, 14 play drives. So just keep everything in front of you and hope the offense either makes a mistake, you have some kind of a holding, some type of a false start, maybe even put the ball on the ground. Listen, offenses get frustrated when they take 3 and 4 yards. Offenses want big chunks.
I talked to several coaches this week who used the phrase, make them earn it.
Make them earn it. Every play, make them earn it.
Here we go, 4th and 8. Lima Central Catholic trailing 7-0 to Lucas at the Cub 36-yard line. Back to pass. It's Parker. He's got all kinds of time. He's going to throw it to Quatman, left corner of the end zone. Nearly intercepted, and Zach Deal knocks it away in the end zone. And the Cubs defense hold And Zach Deal, who played very well a year ago, the junior, with one of the biggest defensive plays early in this football game.
Hey, no, that time Lucas just straight up went, what I like to call cat coverage, baby, just man-to-man across the board. I got that cat, you got that cat, and here we go. And how about Deal making a great play there? Zach Deal, number 4, timing that ball perfectly. The ball wasn't thrown bad, just the coverage was better. So, listen, I can tell you this, going over, LCC probably thought they had a little bit of a different coverage. They probably thought they were going to get that quarters, and they didn't get it. So nice change up defensively by the Cuddies.
All right, here we go. Lucas will take over at the 36-yard line. They'll hand it off, and as I always say, it looks like a rugby scrum. You didn't see who actually got the football. He disappears into a sea of bodies. They'll work his way out near the 39-yard line as they unpile, literally. It was Daniel Hawkinsmith, who's played very well, the sophomore, on the defensive line. He gets some carries, and he absolutely disappeared in there.
He did disappear in there. As a matter of fact, Vanilla did a good job of selling it on the outside. And that's why, listen, when you're defending what Lucas does, you have to follow the guards. As soon as you look in the backfield, you are going to look like Larry, Curley, and Mo.
Let's snap it directly to Logan Toms, and he'll work his way across the 44. Progress out near the 42. They sling him back near the 40, but Logan Toms will get progress out near the 42-yard line. So third down and about 4. Third and about 4 coming up for the Lucas Cubs. Under 6 to play, opening quarter. 7-0 is the Lucas lead. In Lima Central Catholic, their coach, I had a good chat with him. One of the things, Eric, he brought up to me was what you always say. You can't replicate what Lucas does in practice. Your scout team can't do it anywhere near how they play.
Right, which is why their first possession touchdowns are really successful.
Pitch to the right side. Logan Toms again, big hole, midfield, into LCC territory. The safety, Parker, will grab him and pull him out of bounds inside the 45, down near the 42-yard line. And the right side on a couple of plays has had a couple of big holes, and Logan Toms has hit him.
Well, and what they're doing is they're collapsing it down. And what I say at the onset, Aaron, I said, if the Thunderbirds are going to have success tonight, they have to reestablish that line of scrimmage, or at least neutralize it. And they have not done that, like you said. I'm glad you said that on the right side. Lucas has had a ton of success running to the right side of that line.
So Lucas, 1st and 10 at the LCC 42-yard line. Double handoff. They'll get it to Andrew Finello. Wiggle his way inside the 40, down near the 39-yard line. In on the stop, Cole Gross, the senior defensive end, but not after Finello got inside the 40, down to the 39. So Lucas, 2nd and 7 coming up. 5:05 to play, first quarter, 7-0 Lucas. What's really cool is everybody comes here, you see the fireworks. We got some pre-festivities. They were practicing fireworks when we got here.
Yeah, they were practicing it, and it kind of frightened me.
Yeah, I know. I was
like, oh, man.
I'm prepared after the touchdown. I'm not prepared about 5:30.
Yeah, I'm not prepared when we're setting up.
2nd down and 7. They'll pitch it. Finello working left side, waits for his blockers. He had to wait and couldn't get around the corner. Coming up to make the tackle was Jacob Locke. That's their all-Ohio defensive end, 6'2", 215, the senior. He'll get him and put him down at the 35, so he'll get about 4. But, Eric, he's trying to wait for the blockers and for it to develop.
Yeah, Lucas continuing to stay on schedule here. They just picked up another 4 yards there, so now we're looking at a 3rd and 3. And as far as I'm concerned, being in plus territory, essentially with the nose of that ball on the 35, this is 4-down territory.
On 3rd and 3 for the Lucas Cubs. Quarterback, it's going to be Toms lining up in the Wildcat, a right direct snap to him, and there's nowhere to go. LCC in numbers to greet him and drop him.
Yeah, that's a great job there, specifically by number 22 there, Matt Serra. Matt Serra was all over that. He wasn't fooled at all. And here, listen, people.
And then he got help.
Well, some people say, "Oh man, when you run that Wildcat, everybody knows the quarterback's running." Well, it's Lucas. Everybody knows they're running anyway. So they're just looking for different ways to get their athletes the ball in space. So I like the changeup. So here we go. We got a 4th down and 4. Could it possibly be the first pass for Lucas in the game?
I'll tell you what, 4th and 4 from the Lima Central Catholic 36-yard line, 3:30 to go. No pass. They hand it to Logan Toms with a man on his back. He'll drag him. He's real close to the first down, but I don't think he's got it.
I think he's going to be I think he's going to be a full yard.
No, actually, they're coming back further. At first, the official was near the first. He's a good 1.5 yards to 2 yards. He will not get it. Gets a couple of yards, but Lima Central Catholic able to hold. I saw big number 75 coming in there late to help.
That's right.
Logan Toms was trying the best he could. He does not get it, and Lima Central Catholic will get the football back on downs with 3:23 left here in the first quarter. 7-0 Lucas. After the game, we'll hand out our Spitzer Motors Game Changer, whose hustle, whose effort changes tonight's game for his team, courtesy of the good people at Spitzer Motors of Mansfield. We'll hand out that T-shirt. We've been doing that for better than a decade. Last week, it was Addison Raymer who was all kind of dynamite with the football for Crestview.
Dude was a stud.
Tell you what, his first step was incredible.
He's explosive.
Yeah,
There's no doubt about it.
absolutely.
And, you know, think about this game. That's what Lucas does. Even when they don't score, they're going to eat 5 minutes off the clock.
That's a good point. Lima Central Catholic gets the ball for the second time, and we're late stages, opening quarter, back to pass. Pressure on Parker. He's going to fire a home run ball. Got a man out there, and he caught it. Inside the 30, they'll put him at the 25-yard line. The throw and catch on a bomb goes to Sal Guagenti.
There he is.
Got behind the defense, and a bomb from Parker to Guagenti. And LCC Home and Kitchen Supply first down. They are in dynamite field position. Over 3 to play here in the opening quarter. Down a score.
Guagenti was actually underthrown by a couple of yards. I think if he gets him out in front, he might even have a chance to score. I know he didn't want to overshoot him because he was so wide open, but he had 2 or 3 steps there on the DB. So here we go. LCC in good field position now.
First and 10 at the Cub, 25-yard line. Quarterback's going to keep it. Runs his own man over like a bowling ball. Get out of my way. Inside the 20, 15, and down near the 13-yard line. The replay on that, one of his linemen, he just said, get out of my way.
But listen, man, you better keep blocking or he's going to run right over you. He's 207 pounds. He's a thick kid at 6'1", 6'2", 207 pounds. So he's a nice-looking athlete getting downhill. And listen, when you have the ability to hit on the outside, you got your complimentary back in the backfield, and then you have the ability to hit over top, that just makes you more dynamic. And then you put a 207-pound quarterback kind of running Tebow style at you. That's not fun to tackle.
Yeah, he can throw it all over the lot as well as run you over. First and 10 at the Lucas 13-yard line. LCC, man in motion. We saw this earlier. Terrific defensive play by the Lucas Cubs. That was the linebacker. It was, I think it was Grayson Jackson, I believe. Yes, it was. The linebacker, Grayson Jackson, as Cutlip came in motion. Erik took him down right as he turned the corner, got him by the ankle. Terrific tackle.
Listen, that's how you coach that up. You talk about crossing their face. So, you know, if you're an offensive guy, you shoot for that outside shoulder, right? If you're the receiver. The defensive back, he's the force player. So Jackson, he's the force player. What does that mean? That means he can't give up the edge. He's got to keep everything inside. It's a fantastic defensive play by Jackson.
1 yard loss. Second and 11. Lima Central Catholic at the Lucas 14-yard line. 1:40 to play. Opening quarter. 7-0 Lucas. The quarterback's going to keep it. Parker nowhere to go off the left side, and the Cubs will take him down. Good job that time. There was Ty Lenhart, the linebacker, got in there and took him down. Give him a yard back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's 3rd and 10 at the 13. The Cubs have came up with 2 terrific defensive plays in a row.
Well, and here you go. Once you get inside the red zone, the field shrinks significantly. So now your defense doesn't have to worry about behind them as much. And so one thing Lucas does do a nice job defensively is they do truly play pack football. That 1 of 11, but they sprint to the football really well, and they play downhill.
1 minute left, opening quarter, 7-0 Lucas. 3rd and 10, LCC at the Cub 13-yard line. 4 wide receivers, man in motion. Quarterback Parker back to pass. Throws a dart over the middle. It hit Dylan Page. It looked like in the back, the linebacker. He was going that time for his tight end, his wide receiver, Gabe Sierra. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if Dylan Page ever saw it. I know it hit him in the 53.
Man, I can't tell if he actually got a hand on it.
I don't know if he did or not.
I thought it was bang, bang. I mean, I'll tell you what, but, you know, nonetheless, listen, when you're a linebacker, you got to get to that hook curl right now, and that's what he did. You got that skinny slant.
Here we go.
Here we go. We got ourselves, what, Aaron, a 30-yard field goal.
You got it. It will be a field goal attempt for LCC. Low kick is on the way. Looks like it's got plenty of distance, but it is no good. Michael Tapflinger missed it to the right. We'll take a break. 44 seconds left, opening quarter. 7-0 Lucas. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
I'm Garrett G-Man Parlett, and check out my new show, The G-Man Project, exclusively on the OH.REPORT.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Back in Lucas, they did not wait a full 1 minute after the change of possession. 12-yard run, the first play. Logan Toms again off the right side, so another first down. This time they'll pitch it. Andrew Finello across the 35. Will work his way near the 40. Looked like he went down shy of the 40, but they'll give him the 40-yard line. He gets 8. And Erik, in 2 plays, Lucas chewing up close to 20 yards on the ground. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. We'll keep it right here, as the Cubs in the opening quarter looked pretty good running the football.
They did. You know what? They switched their game. This is exactly what they want. I think Lucas, the truth be told, they want to shrink the game to a possession, maybe a possession and a half per quarter is what the average would be as a 4-quarter game goes. I think they're perfectly fine scoring 7 a quarter, and they want to win these types of games either 21-10, 21-13, 28-14, 28-7. That's a perfect Lucas game. They want to shrink the game, limit possessions. You can see Lima Central Catholic does have the ability to put points up, but they have struggled twice in deep inside Lucas territory to come away with no points, especially after that missed field goal.
So 7-0 Lucas after 1. Coming up after the game, we'll select who made a heck of a play from Mansfield's injury lawyers, Jeff Heck, Jeff Spitler. They live here, they're from here, they're here to help at HeckLawOffices.com. We'll hand out some free pizza coming up in tonight's postgame. Don't forget, you can also check all the scores at our website on the North Central State College High School Football Scoreboard. Mansfield Senior Ashland scoreless early. Clear Fork 7, Pleasant nothing early in that game. Also, Shelby down 7-0 at Highland first quarter. And we'll give you more scores as we work our way throughout the evening. I feel like our game could go a little quicker than most as clock continues to roll as the Cubs will start the second quarter with the football. Logan Toms has it across the 40.
No, I think they got him just about. I mean,
no, they're going to say on the 40. Okay, I thought he might have got a yard.
He might have got. I mean, I think he got back to the original line of scrimmage. That was a great play by that defensive lineman right there. You can see that rip technique underneath. Good job wrapping up the legs there. So now you're looking at a 3rd and 2 here. So, you know, this is a big play for Lima Central Catholic. Try to get this ball back.
3rd and 2, Lucas at their own 40-yard line, leading 7-0 as they'll direct snap it to Logan Toms. He'll plow his way ahead. Looks like he's got enough for a home and kitchen supply first down as the nose of the football out near the 43. Give him the first down. So Lucas with their 5th first down here in the first half. They move the chains. And Lucas would love to just use clock, get it down the field. And you always say this. I don't mean to be repetitive, but when Lucas goes up a couple of scores on you, it feels like more than 2.
Yes, because it is. Because the way they shrink the game, if your offense can't combat that by scoring points, you're in trouble.
Direct snap to Logan Toms. Tries to work his way through and got drilled in the middle. One of the linebackers came crashing through to take him down at around the 43-yard line.
That was a big hit.
It was. I was trying to.
Real big, and he's feeling it, too. So I'll tell you what, that was you could hear that hit up here.
There were a couple of guys in there. I saw Ethan. It may have been Ethan Frankhauser, the linebacker I saw. Yeah, that was him. That's who I saw. And he hit him pretty good right in the middle. It looked like there was room to roll, and all of a sudden here came Frankhauser, and Logan Toms is going to have to trot off the field right now.
And you could see Smolin was a little confused there because he thought that should have bounced wider as opposed to up. You had 2 extra blockers outside on the edge, and they had the numbers out there as well, but running back kind of cut it back up there and kind of paid for it.
We have a penalty?
I don't know, but we got a flying V up there with a gaggle of geese.
Woo. I did see the flying V.
Yeah.
I did see the flying V.
I didn't see a flag, though.
I did not.
Did you see a flag?
I saw him point Lucas's way.
Right. Yep, I think it's a hold.
The PA announcer made it.
It's got to be a hold.
Yeah, he just mentioned something on Lucas. I'm assuming a hold.
I don't know. I really didn't see the flag.
But by the way, I found this note yesterday. All 5 officials.
I'll tell you what, that's worse out. That might even be like a high-low or a clip or a
yeah,
I think that's a 50.
Yeah, I was going to say that wasn't 10. I'll get you my.
That's not the garden variety.
I'll get you my official's note here in just a moment. I told Erik this on the way down. All right, here we go. Lucas back to pass. They'll throw a quick screen to the near side. Caught. That's Lenhart across the 30, 35. He'll be tackled there. Good job.
There's our guy right there.
That was Jacob Locke.
That's our guy.
I'll tell you what, for a guy on the line, he can run well.
Because he tracked that down. I mean, he had a good angle on it, but he didn't lose any of that angle chasing that down. So that was a really nice play. I like the play design by Lucas. So I like that first and long there. It's a great time to get a chunk of that back by using a screen.
2nd and 25, Lucas. The ball at their own 36-yard line. 10:04 to play, opening quarter, leading 7-0. Did you know, and I told Erik this, all 5 officials had to travel at least 135 miles for this game. We all know there's a lot of an official shortage. 135 miles for tonight's game. So tip your cap to those 5 guys out there here tonight. Back to pass, pressure on. Smollen's going to just try to throw it anywhere near a receiver. Incomplete before he got drilled.
And I'll tell you what, and you're right, Aaron, because I'll tell you what, that defensive end came in. He basically was almost untouched by that right tackle out there. And you're right, I mean, he took a shot.
He was in hot pursuit. And
they're calling intentional grounding.
Now, I'll tell you what, there was a lot of orange jerseys over there, but was there a receiver near where he threw it? I'm not positive. All I know is he felt the heat and got rid of that baby.
He did get rid of it.
And he was pointing that he had a guy over there. And a lot of times officials, Erik, they'll get together here and say, did you see anything?
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I couldn't see the numbers on that side. I didn't know if there was a running back over there or not.
I don't either.
I do know he was getting rid of that thing. I mean, you're hoping there's an eligible number in that pile because I'll tell you
That's what you're hoping because there's a guy bearing down on you. You're like, okay, I see orange, throw over here.
All right, here we go. I think they're going to wave it off.
All right.
I didn't.
Because that's a lineman.
Yeah.
Great replay by Brian here in the booth.
OH.REPORT taking care of us here.
I think the Cubs may have got away, maybe with a little help.
Well,
there,
I mean, it's obvious he's throwing that way, and the nearest player, I did not see an eligible number. I did see 71. I mean, he literally threw it at the feet of 71.
Yeah. 71 wasn't eligible, so.
No, he's not. Not unless he reports eligible.
Exactly. 3rd and 16, back to pass. Smollen's going to load up, going to fire one. All kinds of traffic down there and nearly intercepted. I think that was Parker defensively, the quarterback playing safety. Yes, got his paws on it as he fell to the ground, could not bring it in. Incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down for Lucas with 9:38 to play from their own 36-yard line, leading 7-0. And that would have been like a good punt, right?
No, Aaron, it's funny. I was literally getting ready to say that. If he had intercepted that, it had probably been about where you're going to be after a punt. He high-pointed, did a great job defensively, and there was nobody open on that. Smollen's got to be careful on that because you don't want to have a situation where on that one he'd have caught it and fell, but, man, you don't want any type of yak after an INT.
Hayden Cutler will boot it away. A high punt, fair catch by LCC at the 38-yard line. That was Quatman. And they'll actually put him at the 39 with that forward step, and that is where the Thunderbirds will take over. 9:32 to play, opening quarter, 7-0 again is the lead for Lucas. And by the way, each week we select the iHeartRadio Athlete of the Week. It's made possible by the Neil Cady Insurance Agency of Ashland and Norwalk. The plaques are made by Emerald Awards and Engraving in Ashland, and we just named Mansfield St. Peter's goalie Angelo Gasper, who had 59 saves in one game.
There you go.
Man.
Like I said, that's a ton of saves, and I'd like to see what the score of that game was.
I'd like to see his hands. I know they got the gloves, but, man, he'd be peppered all night. Great job, Angelo. We'll get him a plaque made.
Here he goes.
Get it delivered. That's the quarterback. You got it, Parker, from the 39-yard line across midfield into Lucas territory. They will ride him near the sideline, inside the 45, down near the 44. He's a big kid to bring down.
And you're exactly right, Aaron. He's the type of guy you want to get him before he gets going. He's not necessarily twitch. He has good speed, though, but he's essentially a fullback carrying the ball. So once he gets going, that's a tough ask for your secondary to bring that type of size down out of the backfield.
I remember the quarterback Lucas played a couple years ago from JFK was a big kid.
Oh, yeah, he was good-sized kid.
Yeah, good-sized kid.
What was it, probably about 6-7 years ago, there was a quarterback from Danville that looked like Tim Tebow.
LCC first down, Home and Kitchen Supply, the ball at the Lucas 44-yard line, trailing 7-0. The quarterback's going to keep it. He's going to go left side again, tries to run a man over, tries to break out of the tackle. I think Corbin Toms had him for a moment. He'll spin.
The entire playbook is open, and so that's why it's so easy. You feel like if you're throwing it, a lot of teams, if they don't feel comfortable in their pass game, that's why you see so many times, teams running the ball because they want to try to stay ahead of the sticks on second down.
2nd and 5, LCC, the Lucas 39-yard line. 8:10 to play until halftime, 7-0 Lucas. Passed the ball this time, caught on a slant. Throws a dime, good throw. The quarterback this time to Billy Burke, the junior wide receiver. He's 6'5", 185, a big target. Hit him right on the slant, Eric, and that's a first down as they move that football down near the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and that's just a simple concept there, Aaron. It's just play action. So we're going to put the ball in the belly of that tailback. There's a little fake. You kind of fake your little bubble coming out, and you throw the slant off of it. Try to get that safety to react up to that bubble. And he looks bigger than 185 pounds.
Yeah, that's what he's listed at.
Yeah, I believe you.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Pass out left side, caught out of the backfield. And the running back will be tackled, looks like around the 9 that time. Remember, they're twins. That was Matt Sierra, brothers Gabe Sierra. That was Matt that time. Yep, both seniors out of the backfield. And Eric, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of weapons for LCC.
Yeah, and he came out of the slot position there. He was actually lined up as number 1. He was almost, I won't say slot, he was almost like an H-back. So he just leaked out into the flat there. Listen, that requires eye discipline from your edge players. If you're Lucas, you can't stare in the backfield. You got to stare at your read.
That was first down number 6. 1st and goal at the Lucas 9-yard line for LCC. 7:35 to play until halftime. Down a score. The quarterback, Parker, up the middle. There's Late. He is in. Touchdown, Carson Parker, 9 yards. The blockers opened up a hole.
Listen, that's just quarterback power right there. So we used to call that power stretch. So you're faking that jet sweep because he's not actually reading it. Some people will actually read the end. But they'll wrap that guard around, and that's what just makes it power. So it's a down block, bring the guard through, ISO on that lead backer, that Mike linebacker, and then just have the quarterback follow it through. They executed it perfectly.
Michael Tapflinger's point after on the way, and just like Mill Iron Auto Parts, he is good. We'll take a break until halftime. Lucas, LCD tied at 7. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Lima Central Catholic 7.
Wine Field here in Lucas, tied at 7 after LCC with a touchdown a moment ago. Kickoff going to be fielded by Lucas. Return man Zach Deal breaks a tackle across the 30 and out near the 34-yard line. Zach Deal had a terrific play defensively to break up a possible touchdown on 4th down. That time, Eric, on special teams. On a nice return, and the Cubs will start with the football just shy of the 35-yard line with 7:24 to play. Here in the first half, tied at 7, couple scores. 21-0 Worcester, leading early on Mount Vernon, Mansfield Senior, and Ashland Goose Eggs first quarter Community Stadium.
Both offenses sometimes probably struggle there.
Here we go.
Nice
handoff, jump across the line.
He's gone.
That's down the sideline. That's Logan Thompson. He's tripped up inside midfield, got inside the 30, tripped up around the 21-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle.
Oh, man.
The safety, who's also the quarterback, Parker, got him by the ankle.
Man, I'll tell you what, Aaron, I Uncle Jim'd him, man. I called him gone on that, and he wasn't. But I'll tell you what, he was outrunning the angle. That's why I said, what a great jump.
Jumped over his own man.
Right, that's a great job. And I'll tell you what, I've got to give Parker credit for kind of hawking him there a little bit, because I'm telling you, I just didn't see it. That was an excellent touchdown-saving tackle by the safety.
Well, if you watch that replay, just reached out and tried to trip up those feet. He did it. And they'll hand the football off, Will Lucas, and there's the big defensive lineman in on the stop as the ball went to Andrew Finello, and getting a hold of him was Gianni McKee, who's 5'11", 320, the sophomore. He gets his paws on you, you're probably going down.
Yeah, that's a big human being right there. So when he wraps you up, there's probably not a whole lot of survival left in you when he kind of, as they call it, gator roll. You kind of drop that knee and roll. So that's Lucas has not done.
You would have him around 100 yards as the pass to the right side behind Finello, who is working his way toward the corner. You put that on the other shoulder. He's probably able to catch it and turn the corner, maybe score. It falls incomplete.
Yeah, and he placed that second hand on it. But, yeah, let's be honest. I mean, the pass could have been better.
I mentioned 2 runs by Logan Toms. Those 2 together probably have him around 100 yards. The other, he's well over 100 yards now in rushing here in the first half. But 3rd and 10, Lucas at the 17 of LCC. Back to pass. They'll throw it back to the near side, and right there to blow it up is Quatman as they were throwing it back at around the 22-yard line to Andrew Finello, and that really, from the word go, didn't really go as Lucas planned. LCC really was reading what they were doing.
Yeah, and I was kind of surprised to see Lucas kind of go away from just their basic pitch and, kind of student body right, student body left, because they had so much success with it. So, but it leaves us with a 35-yard field goal attempt here.
And Aiden Culler, I saw him boot a 50-yarder in the playoffs last year. Snap back. There's the hold. There's the kick. It is on the way. A low line drive kick, and it is good. Aiden Culler from 35 out gives Lucas a 10-7 lead. We'll take a break. 6:04 to play until halftime. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports services as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects, check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Cubs with a 35-yard field goal by Aiden Culler have a 10-7 lead. Low kick is going to be fielded. Well, tried to field it, did the return man. He bobbled it and just has to fall on it at the 11-yard line. And oh no, it's not what Milan Cowens or LCC wanted, Erik, as they have to start deep in their own territory.
Yeah, that was it was kind of weird. It bobbled between his legs, and then he kind of fell on it to pick it up. And now you're on the 11-yard line and facing 89 yards to pay dirt. So we've got 6 minutes left here. We'll see what they do. I mean, Lima Central Catholic has not struggled to move the ball today.
No.
They have definitely moved the ball. And we've seen a really diverse play selection out of them as well.
Give you a couple scoring updates in a moment. 10-7 Lucas, 6:02 to play until halftime. LCC 1st and 10 from their own 11-yard line. 3 wide receivers will bring a man in motion on a sweep. They'll hand it to Cutlip. Tries to get to the outside. Lucas, somebody got their paw on and made him stumble forward. Somebody else in to make the tackle for Lima Central Catholic. So a very short game, maybe just back to the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Cubs. Somebody on that left side just got a hand and made the man in motion Cutlip stumble, and then he got some help. So virtually no game. Mansfield Senior and Ashland tied at 7 first half. And how about this? 14-7 Crestview early on top of South Central. So the Trojans hanging right there early.
Hanging tough.
Crestview very impressive a week ago in their win over Lucas. 2nd down and 10. The quarterback's going to fake the run. Parker back to pass. Can't find anybody. He's going to roll to the near side. He's trying to get his guys to go down the field. Here comes Lucas, and they'll take him and ride him out of bounds. It's Lenhart at around the 15-yard line. Credit the defensive secondary for Lucas, Erik, because Parker had all the time in the world but couldn't find anybody.
Yeah, the difference between high school and pro. Man, that DB throttled the wide receiver at about 10 yards down the field. In the NFL, that's illegal use of hands. You can't touch a guy after 5 yards. But it's funny what you can get away with at the lower levels. But if the QB Parker would have been just a touch more patient, his receiver broke open, but he kind of tucked that thing and started working to his right. And nobody open. So he did pick up 3 yards, though, on the scramble.
Yeah, close to 4. Third and close to 6. Third down and 6 from the 15. They'll pass it left side. Got a receiver near the first down as he cuts back and he dives, and he will have the first down across the 20, out near the 23. And again, on the reception that time was Sal Guagenti. And Guagenti will have a Home and Kitchen Supply first down, number 7 for LCC here in the first half. They moved the change to the 22. They actually put him on the 24. Scoreboard's got 22. It's 24. Lima Central Catholic. They got lots of time. 4:42 to play until halftime. It's Lucas 10 and Lima Central Catholic 7 as the Thunderbirds back to the line. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Quarterback in the gun with a back to his left. He'll take it, he'll fake it, and he will keep it left side. He likes to run off that left side. He'll bully his way across the 30 out near the 31. Lucas in there in numbers.
Picks up 7. Almost 8.
But have you noticed he likes that left side?
Yeah, he does, and that's where the diverse play calling of using Sierra as well in the backfield, because both of them are worthy of running the football there. And LLC right now, I do like how they're extremely balanced with run pass. They're mixing it up. They're keeping Lucas on their toes because that's what keeps that extra guy out of the box as well, Aaron.
2nd and 3 from their own 31-yard line. Handoff to Sierra. Jumps a man across the 35 and he'll ram his way out near the 40, maybe even the 41. Yeah. That's a first down. Again, their 8th first down here in the first half. We've seen Sierra Gabe run the football well, number 23. Here in the first half, they moved the chains, put it at the 41, 3:38 to play. Again, first half, Lucas 10, Lima Central Catholic 7, both 3-3 entering this game, both 9th in their region. The top 16 get in. It's hard to believe there's only 3 regular season games left after tonight.
Right.
So you're starting to, Erik, it's starting to really, they're all meaningful, but they're really starting to mean now.
Absolutely.
So they're going to bring it to the near side, handoff to Gabe Sierra. He got drilled. Logan Toms was there with Dylan Page, and they just sandwiched Sierra shy of the 44-yard line. Man, what a hit.
Hey, listen, man, your safeties have to be a part of the run game, right? So when you get that run read, you got to fly up. When you're a safety, you're a pass first. As soon as you get that run read, you got to fill the alley. You got to do that. You got to keep minimal gains. So instead of that being a 5, 6, 7-yard run with an aggressive safety, it's a 1 or 2 yard run, and that allows you to keep those sticks back where they should be.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. LCC at their own 43. Back to pass. Grayson Jackson sacks the quarterback. Jason Gregson came off the left side, went low, Erik, almost went through the defender, and Grayson Jackson just got him by the ankles and sacks him back inside the 35 at the 34.
Yeah, just a straight speed rush off the left side there, and Jackson did a great job there. And how about going at he did exactly what you should do. The QB was getting ready to reverse field, and, man, he went right after the legs. Kill the engine, right, Aaron? Go get the legs.
Tell you what, terrific defensive play by Grayson Jackson. 3rd and 17. 3rd and a mile now for LCC. 2:02 to go.
I think they're going to take
until halftime. Yeah, they are in no hurry. The play clock down to 1. There's the timeout. We'll keep it right here. 1:54 on the clock. Lucas 10 and LCC 7. High school football on WMAN, driven by the Buckeye Superstore. State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the low payment kings, BuckeyeSuperstore.com. Also want to mention, I mentioned this to you, I teased this to you last week. Of course, we were here in the Wendy's broadcast booth. I'm working on your free coupon here. Wendy's is bringing it back. The pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger. Erik will, warm, savory cheese, applewood smoked bacon, crispy fried onions, Munster cheese, pickles, smoky honey mustard, on a always fresh, never frozen, hot and juicy patty.
You had me at pretzel bun.
Okay.
I love
I didn't have to go
pretzel
through
bun.
all of that.
No.
You're sold?
I like the Munster cheese.
I love Munster cheese.
Yeah, that's a nice addition.
I like that.
Absolutely. Listen, man, I you know me, Aaron. I love to eat.
I know.
Aaron and I both like to eat nuts too. We love nuts.
Huge fan. Almonds, all those good things.
Yeah, I had some almonds. What was it? A couple days ago, and a yogurt.
I had almonds.
Yogurt.
I had almonds last night, my friend.
Yeah.
Almonds, a little dark chocolate. You know me.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Out of the timeout. LCC 3rd and 17 from their own 34. Back to pass, and no, the quarterback is going to be taken down. Terrific defensive play. The linebacker, Ty Lenhart, was shot out of a cannon, and he sacks the quarterback inside the 30. They may give him forward progress just outside the 30. Oh, baby, Lucas in dynamite position now after a huge sack by the quarterback.
Yeah, and, LCC right there just kind of giving up on that series there by running the quarterback draw. And like you said, Leonard wasn't falling for it. And they lost a few more yards. So, I believe we got a timeout. Lucas did a timeout there.
I believe so.
I'm sure they did. They want to preserve this. I'm sure they want to try to see if they can't put another score
the
up.
scoreboard has all three for Lucas. Lima Central Catholic
must have burnt one there.
They take a timeout.
I don't know why they would use a timeout
because
there.
One would assume you're going to punt the ball here, right? On 4th and 17.
Unless they were that adamant that they needed to get his shoe back on, which all you got to do is go to a knee. They're going to call the officials are going to stop the clock for an equipment issue.
Right, because the quarterback is the punter, Carson Parker. But they take their last time out. So Lucas has all three, and one would think if they can field this punt, they'll have a chance to score. 4th and 17 from their own 31. Parker with a punt. Low punt will hit inside the 45. It'll jump inside the 40. I'll tell you what, Guagenti grabs the ball. It may have went another couple of yards. He grabs it around the 39. That was still momentum on that ball.
I think that had another 5 to 6 yards in her, so I don't know if I'd have picked that up at the 37 or 8 here, maybe even 39.
Yeah, 39.
Might have gone inside the 35.
I know you're all about fielding those punts to save field position.
Yes, get that fair catch and go get it.
But the other way, too, if it's got a little English on it, right, let it roll?
That's right.
All right, here we go. Lucas leading by 3. Late stages here in the first half. 1st and 10 from their own 39. Pass right side, caught. Got Grayson Jackson. I'm sorry, Corbin Toms on the far side of the field. Corbin Toms out there near midfield. Corbin wearing number 6, caught a touchdown a week ago. Put him down at the 49. That's a 10-yard pitch and catch and a home and kitchen supply first down. Number 7 for the Cubs here in the first half.
And here's the thing. Anybody who knows Lucas doesn't do a drop-back pass series. They're either booting out or sprinting out. So if you're Lima Central Catholic, you better get your edge player ready.
Ball just shy of midfield. 2 receivers left. Smollen's going to roll left, going to throw a laser nearly intercepted, but at least knocked away. Terrific defensive play. Coming in to knock it away that time was Billy Burke, the safety. Got a hand in there and swatted it away from Andrew Finello.
Well, and it was also the backside safety. They got 2 safeties high, and it was the backside safety running in to make that play on the receiver there. That was a nice play. But listen, there should be an automatic rule. When the quarterback leaves the pocket, you immediately, from one of your linebackers, it's called a jet blitz. So you go right now, go get the quarterback, make him pull up or throw the ball.
All right, so Lucas, 2nd down 10 from near midfield. Smollen back to pass, nowhere to go, going to roll to the near side. Now we're going to throw it. Got Finello double coverage, and Billy Burke nearly with an interception. The ball incomplete into the sideline. It was around the 24-yard line, targeting Finello, and Billy Burke with 2 terrific defensive plays in a row for that LCC defense.
Yeah, and that almost looked like they were setting a screen up to a certain extent, but it obviously wasn't that because they didn't have linemen downfield. But double coverage there by Lima Central Catholic, and you're right. I think the offensive guy became was that Finello?
It was Finello. I think if he doesn't, now he was going out of bounds.
Right, it would have been close whether he'd have got that foot down, but I think Burke had a better opportunity for an interception than Finello did for a reception.
Billy Burke with 2 terrific defensive plays in a row. 1:17 to play until halftime. Lucas 10, LCC 7, Cubs 3rd and 10 from midfield. Handoff to the back. He'll get his way into Thunderbird territory. It is Andrew Finello, and he's going to get a good chunk of yardage inside the 45, down near the 44. So he gets close to 7 yards on that carry, bringing up a very manageable 4th down and about 3 from inside the 45 of the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, that's a long 3. I'll tell you what, I just, man, this is kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting that Lima Central Catholic's allowing it to go. I didn't know if maybe they'd call a timeout and force Lucas either A, go for it, try to get this field position by maybe holding them, or causing a punt as well to see if they could get the ball back. But I think both teams are content to let this thing run here. We're 8 seconds on the play clock. We're going to be right around 28 seconds, 27 seconds here with a timeout.
There you go, 28.1. Lucas, head coach Scott Spitler, who's in shorts. It has changed seasons for us. We're all
hey, I love it. You got to love it when your coach is tougher than a $2 steak.
Do you remember when they played Dalton in the playoffs last year?
I remember
it was a Worcester Triway.
Yeah.
It was really cold.
About 33 degrees at kick.
It was very windy, and there was head coach Scott Spitler in shorts.
That's right. I love it.
By the way.
And a T-shirt, too. It's one thing for the shorts.
Yeah.
It's another thing for the T-shirt.
I don't know if you guys ever noticed, when Lucas runs out, they're carrying a flag, and it says TPW. It stands for Tough People Win. And they talk about being tough. Well,
that's right.
Head coach in shorts, no matter what weather, right? That's tough people,
and
right?
They've got their RPO, right? A lot of people call it run-pass option. They call it running people over.
And Eric, the style of football they play, it is a tough brand of football.
Yeah, listen, man, it is true that teams take on, especially high school and college, you take on the personality of your coach. Spitler's a tough dude. He is. He's a hard-nosed guy. His kids play that way. Their offense requires that. You don't lollygag out on a Tuesday practice and run this offense. I'm just telling you. This isn't, Hawaiian shirts and flip-flop. This is like steel-toe boots and go get your construction hat on.
I like the steel-toed boots. All right, 4th and 4. Aiden Culler is back to punt, and they'll snap it. And he is going to fake it. He's going to roll to the right. Pressure is on. Aiden Culler is going to pull it down and run. He will not get the first down. He was drilled into the sideline. I was trying to see who chased him down.
Here I'm surprised on that play as you're figuring out.
He will not have the first down, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised because it was a 4th and 4. You're in plus territory. Lima Central Catholic didn't even have, a returner back, so they obviously weren't fooled at all. That's an interesting play. If you're going to do that, just to me, keep the offense out because your pump fake's not good there. If you'd have been 30 yards back, it might have been good, right?
Yep.
But right there in the plus territory, there was nobody in the stadium fooled by that.
By the way, All-Ohio defensive lineman Jacob Locke is the one that chased him down for LCC. Thunderbirds will have it under 20 seconds to play in the first half. Parker's going to wind up, throw a bomb down the field near the end zone. Guigenti over his hand and incomplete, but Parker just showed off the cannon, throwing from his own 40-yard line, Eric, down to the goal line.
I'll tell you what, here's what he just did there. Now, I'm not joking. Aaron, that was a 60-yard throw.
Yeah,
that's what that was. He threw the ball from just like around the 41-yard line, and that thing hit darn near the goal line.
Around the 1-yard line, yeah.
So, that is a 58-yard throw right there. So we know he can make it there. So
12 seconds to play until halftime. 10-7 Lucas. 2nd and 10 LCC at their own 47-yard line. 4 wide receivers as they'll drop back to pass over the middle. Billy Burke got the catch. I don't think they have any timeouts. The clock will stop while they move the ball. Do they have any timeouts left?
Yeah. I was assuming Lucas was out of the timeouts, not – yeah. I didn't.
Maybe they were backwards on the scoreboard. Yeah, thank you. That makes sense.
Because I know why the Lucas fans are yelling there's no timeouts, but Lucas is the one with no timeouts.
Well, and
Lima Central Catholic should have at least one.
And we were scratching our head earlier when LCC took a timeout, and it was on 4th down, if you remember. Right. So it was Lucas that took that timeout. So there we go. We got it all straightened out. 7 seconds to play until halftime. And LCC, we know their field goal kicker had the distance but missed it wide right. From about, 30 yards, I believe, earlier in that first half. So they're not there yet, but they still have, if we flop timeouts on the scoreboard, they still might have a couple.
Right.
We're not exactly sure how many they have.
This should be their last one. They called one. They called one at the end of or in the first quarter there, and then they called this one. So that they should have one left. Lucas should be out of timeouts.
So
and here's the thing: you got 7.7 seconds. So
and you're on the Lucas 35.
So you can actually hit something quick, and you don't even have to be out of bounds. Just immediately call a timeout.
All right, so the quarterback, Parker, in the gun. 3 wide receivers and a back to his left. Back to pass, looking left. He's going to fire the football. Got a receiver, but he led him too much. It's incomplete into the sideline. As that was Quatman who was going into the sideline. 2.9 seconds to play. Too far, one would assume, for a field goal.
I think
but
we know we can get it to the end zone.
But we know we can get it to the end zone. When Coach Spitler told me this kid can make every throw on the field, we realized that very early, and especially a moment ago when he gunned it 60 yards to the end zone. So here we go. 10-7 Lucas, second quarter. 2.9 seconds to play. Lima Central Catholic, 2nd and 10 from the Lucas 35-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Back to pass, Parker. He'll roll to the near side. He'll wind up. He'll fire one down. It's Billy Burke. Right corner of the end zone. Caught it. And a touchdown, LCC on a 35-yard strike. Parker to Billy Burke, and the Thunderbirds erupt from the sideline as they're going to have the lead roll it into the locker room on a terrific throw.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that's exactly what that's exactly what I was getting ready to say is you got a 6'5" wide receiver. There's one place on the field you're going. As a matter of fact, I would have isolated him by himself. I'd have put trips into the sideline, and I'd have just let him run because at 6'5", let him have it. And literally, this all started, quite frankly, by either not punting the ball or getting your offense out and going. You left them in too good a territory with 2 timeouts left, and Lucas pays for that decision.
Michael Taplinger with the point after. It is up, and just like Mill Iron Auto Parts, it is good. 14-7, Lima Central Catholic stunning Lucas here at the end of the first half with a touchdown as the clock hits triple zeros. And we roll into halftime. Make sure you stop by Mill Iron Auto Parts, State Route 39 between Mansfield and Shelby. You'll get top dollar for your scrap vehicle. They support local high school athletics. We will send you to halftime, the Ohio News Network here on WMAN. I know OH.REPORT will have some programming for you coming up at the half. We'll have some first half numbers and thoughts, and the second half straight ahead. Halftime, week 7 from Bob Wine Field in a good one. 3-3 Lucas, 3-3 Lima Central Catholic. At halftime, Lima Central Catholic 14, Lucas 7. We'll take a break. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Going to cheerleading camp next to the abandoned insane asylum, it's like throwing the blood away.
50% of Americans like watching blood get spilled in horror movies, but only 3% donate it.
Now that's scary.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects, check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area. What's up, America? Brian Skoronsky here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively right here on the OH.
I'm Garrett G-Man Parlett, and check out my new show, The G-Man Project, exclusively on the OH Report.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Tonight in high school football's halftime reports. This evening we'll talk some Western Ohio high school football and the powerful MAC conference with former OSU All-American.
We would like to thank you all for coming out tonight. Please give a round of applause for the 2022 Lucas Cubs Marching Band. Now welcome the Lucas cheerleading squad to the field for the greatest show.
Eyes on the stage. Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. Enjoy the best around, cause worldwide there's no denying all this is so satisfying, cause worldwide
Going to cheerleading camp next to the abandoned insane asylum. It's like throwing the blood away.
50% of Americans like watching blood get spilled in horror movies, but only 3% donate it.
Now that's scary.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects. Check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center. We build better.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
What's up, America? Brian Skoronsky here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively right here on the OH Report.
in Lucas. It is halftime of the high school football game of the week, week number 7, and a good one here in Cup Country as Lima Central Catholic with a late touchdown at the end of the first half. Actually, as the clock hit triple zeros, they scored. We'll give you the scoring summary. They have a 14-7 lead on the Lucas Cubs as we welcome you back inside the Wendy's broadcast booth, the Treehouse tonight. Outside here in Lucas, not many places do we get to broadcast outdoors.
Outdoors, man. We're in our natural habitat.
Natural habitat. Leaves. I think Brian told me if we were a little bit later in the fall, we'd be getting rained on, I believe, with leaves.
Well, yeah. I'm sure if we make it back for a playoff game, it'll be because by that time you're mid-late October.
And you know what I'm thinking? If we get that far, we may need the tent over top of us just in case there's any of that stuff falling out of the sky. All right, well, let's give you the first half scoring summary. Lucas got on the scoreboard first. At the 9-minute mark of the opening quarter was a 1-yard touchdown run by senior quarterback Andrew Smolin. 6 plays. They march it right down the field. 2 big runs in that first half by Logan Thomas. He's well over 100 yards rushing. Point after good by Aiden Culler made it 7-0 Lucas. That's how we wrapped up the first quarter. LCC, Lima Central Catholic scored in the second quarter at the 7:30 mark. A 9-yard touchdown run by the quarterback Carson Parker. Point after good by Michael Tafflinger. Tied the game at 7. Lucas took the lead back at the 6:04 mark of the second quarter. Aiden Culler, who's got the big leg, booted a 35-yard field goal up and good on a line drive. Made it 10-7 Lucas. We thought that might be the score into halftime, but Lucas on a punt went for it, a fake. Aiden Culler did not get the first down. LCC had a couple of timeouts, and with no time on the clock, quarterback Carson Parker threw a 35-yard dart into the right corner of the end zone. He hit his big 6'5" wide receiver, Billy Burke. Point after by Michael Tafflinger, good, and we have a 14-7 Lima Central Catholic lead, Eric, at halftime. And as you break down this first half, you look at this first half, I knew coming in the quarterback would be good. I think I'm a little more impressed because I thought we'd see his legs, and we did.
Right.
But I was impressed by his arm.
No, you're right, Aaron. His arm's really good. You know, listen, when you're an athlete playing quarterback, you can see he's got all the tools, right, Aaron? I mean, he can spin the ball. He can throw it anywhere on the field. Then it's really just about accuracy and consistency, those two things. And if he develops those, you know, and as he continues to develop those, he's going to continue to be more of an effective runner because that arm makes everybody scared to death because you got to stay back in your passing lanes. But as far as the game goes, I think both teams are actually pretty content with where they're at. I think Lucas has done exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to ground and pound and eat up some time of possession. They did that, and I think Lima Central Catholic wanted to be diverse in their play calling and be a little bit more balanced as far as run to pass, and I think they've accomplished that. I think both teams are probably, if you were to get off the bus and you were to start this game, this is probably about where they thought they would be at halftime. Both teams are within a score, and the second half is going to be extremely important down the stretch. This is going to be a 4-quarter game. I just don't see either one of these teams exploding out to a 3- and 4-score lead.
All right, so we talked about this early on. Lucas has lost a couple of games in a row here. And I mentioned earlier the last time they lost 3 in a row was the start of the 2013 season. I looked up a couple other things. Lucas, 10 trips to the playoffs. The last time they lost 4 games in a season was 2016.
Wow.
But they've had 3 or less losses in 5 straight years, 8 straight years making the playoffs. You just think about consistency.
Yeah.
And this team, I know they're young on the line, but you kind of feel getting late in the year, this team gets in the playoffs, they always seem to make noise.
Yeah, and that's why this is so important tonight. So you're going to get a lot of second-level points off this as well. And Lucas down the stretch, it doesn't get a whole lot easier. So this is a very winnable game for them tonight. And you can't, you know, I know Coach Spitler has relayed to his players, listen, you know, take advantage of this second half and let's get out of here and let's get to the next one because each week, what'd you say, week 10, who do they have? They've got
they have state-ranked and unbeaten Arlington.
Yeah, Arlington, who's state-ranked.
On the road.
And that's what I'm saying. So because they're not in a league, they're playing a lot of really good teams, either A, and that are coming from conferences with an open spot, or B, teams that are really, really good that are traveling around playing a whole bunch of other good teams.
Hey, how many teams in 1 year play at least 3 teams that are state-ranked and unbeaten? The Cubbies do.
Right.
Think about that.
It's unreal.
That is, Erik, in August, you sat in our studio and told me that schedule is a gauntlet.
Yes,
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. And here,
they hadn't played yet.
It's kind of twofold. Coach Spitler, we talked about how your team takes on the persona of the head coach. Well, Coach Spitler's it's a double-edged sword. He says, guys, listen, we will play anybody, anywhere, any place. And he's gotten them over the years, right over the last 10 years, they've bought into that. They have to, because you literally are going to play anybody, anywhere, anytime, any place, because you're going to play the best teams in the state. And they've embraced it. And let's be honest, guys, over the last 10 years, they've been more successful than they haven't.
We're ready for the start of the third quarter. OH.REPORT bringing you high school football tonight. They got some great sponsors making it happen tonight. Kelly's Dairy Bar and Miniature Golf. Also, Ohio Valley Manufacturing, the Coney Island Diner in downtown Mansfield, Scout Construction, Maumee Bay Turf Company, Park National Bank. By the way, Maumee Bay Turf Center, as I mentioned, they do a great work. You see them all over the state.
They did Shelby's.
Yeah, North Central State College. So a lot of great people bringing you live high school football tonight with our good friends here at the OH.REPORT. We got Brian Skoronsky on the controls.
Man, I love that Coney Island Diner, man. I'm serious. That's tasty food right there.
Downtown Mansfield, great spot, and we are ready for third quarter action. Remember, Lima Central Catholic scored right before halftime. They'll start the football, start with the football. Kickoff on the return. Quatman's going to get drilled.
Big hits right there.
Yeah.
Listen, they didn't waste any time coming out of half and putting pads on human beings.
Yeah. Quatman caught that, got a few yards up the field, and got upended by one of the Cubs special team players who flew down the football field.
That's right.
And here we go, start of quarter number 3. Nobody plays better music at a high school football game than Lucas.
It's like coming to a pro facility down here, man. You got a little, you got Guns N' Roses playing.
We had AC/DC
earlier. All kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they get everybody jumping and ready to roll. And here we go.
I'm fired up.
Yeah, I know you are. Outside, sweatshirt on, coat on.
That's right.
It is week 7. It feels like October, which starts tomorrow.
It does.
All right, here we go as LCC will start. The quarterback Parker's going to fake it, going to roll it right side, tries to turn the corner. He does turn the corner. He'll be thrown out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. Tell you what, the quarterback kept it that time off the right side. And Carson Parker, we talked about left, right, up the middle, throwing it all over the field. He really is the man with the football each time.
He is.
Aiden Culler rides him out of bounds, but not after he gets a Holman Kitchen Supply first down.
Yeah, and did a great job there because he kind of worked inside out on that. And, like you said, how would he pick up there, 14, 15 yards?
13, 14, yeah,
so
13 or 14.
That's a nice play coming out of half. They fake that jet sweep and then go the opposite way of it. It's a part of your counter series.
First and 10, Lima Central Catholic at their own 31-yard line, leading for the first time tonight. 7-point lead, up 14-7. The quarterback's going to keep the football again, and the Cubs, multiple guys in on the stop. Daniel Hawkins-Smith, Ty Lenhart, among others, getting up off the bottom of that pile.
There's that guard pulling again, so you can see him kind of lead onto that backer, which then he's able to get up to that second level and pick up his 5 yards. And, for a team, for an inside run play, that's what you want, Aaron. That keeps you on schedule. Anytime you can pick up 4, 5, 6 yards on first down, man, you're living life good.
Also on that good OH.REPORT replay, Dylan Page, the linebacker, in on the stop as well. Handoff right side. This is Sierra. And as we roll it off the right side that time, remember they're twins, Matt and Gabe. That was Gabe on the carry. He'll get close to the first down, but he won't have it off the right side. 3rd and about 3 coming up here for Lima Central Catholic. Big third down for the Lucas defense.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry about that. Just an opportunity here to get that punt team out there if you're Lucas. This is a really important third down.
10:35 to play, third quarter. Lima Central Catholic 14, Lucas 7. 4 wide receivers, 2 each way. The quarterback in the gun with the back to his right, and he's going to pull it down and run, and the quarterback's going to have it up the middle. Broke a tackle, still dragging people, jumping on 1 foot near midfield.
Yeah, And like you said, Aaron, just dragging people around there. So looks like he's got a little bit of his right hand seems to be a little bit bothered there. He got up. He's kind of crouching down. Now I think he's going to try to tough this out, but you can tell he's hurting after that. I think he took a helmet right on the
I was wondering, did he get his hand on a helmet?
Yeah.
Good job by the linebacker there in on the stop, Ty Lenhart.
And it could have happened even a play or two ago.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think it happened there.
Because I think that there was a time when he kind of might have even been on the play where he got tackled out of bounds.
1st and 10 from midfield. Lima Central Catholic up, by the way, 14-10 on Lucas. 14-10 with the lead on Lucas. Handoff, it'll go to Gabe Sierra. Sierra will get into Cub territory, give him about 3 yards down to the 47. So Lima Central Catholic with a 4-point lead, 14-10, 9:38 to play here in the third quarter, moving the football on the ground on this drive. We've seen Sierra, we've seen the quarterback Parker, but we know the quarterback has a good arm. He showed it off in the first half. And for the Lucas defense, I'll tell you what, we talk about their schedule, but, week in, week out, you're independent, Eric. They really do get tested with the teams they play.
Yeah, there's literally no off week. I mean, they're flat out isn't.
Here we go on 2nd down and 7. Man in motion. They'll fake it. The quarterback's going to keep it right side. Follow his blocker inside the 45, down near close to the 43-yard line. As they unpile, that was the quarterback. Dylan Page, the linebacker, was one of the first guys in on the stop. He's been active. Lenhart's been active. It'll be 3rd down and about 3. Thunderbirds at the Cub. Football inside the 45. Forward progress to the 43.
Right. And Lima Central Catholic now they're milking the clock as well. I think they're perfectly fine trying to get down here and make this a 2-possession game. That little quarterback run there, they pull both guards.
3rd and 3, man in motion. They'll fake it, they'll keep it, and the quarterback will break a couple of tackles, but he will not break the final tackle. He'll be tackled for virtually no gain, maybe a short loss.
Yeah, I think basically I didn't even see it move. And they ran the exact same play, and Lucas said, no more, baby.
I think that was Lenhart again. It was. Lenhart was the guy that, I tell you, Ty Lenhart has been disruptive here tonight.
Well, you got to ask Lenhart, are you down with LCC? And he says, no, not me.
4th down and 3. Coming up for the Thunderbirds of LCC, Lima Central Catholic. 7:45 to go, third quarter. 14-10 is the LCC lead. 4 wide receivers. In this formation, they'll bring Cutlip in motion. Quarterback with the football, back to pass. Throw it to the near side. He threw it short, incomplete. He had Quatman wide open.
Yes, he did.
And just threw it short, incomplete. 4th down throw, no good, and the Cubs hold.
Yeah, and I think you nailed it, Aaron. He just missed him. He was open. He was definitely there. They ran ran a jet sweep across the formation, which made 4 wide open there, and he just ran a speed out, and it was just underthrown because he definitely had the first down if it's complete.
I think Quatman got his hands under the ball, but it's as he was coming to the turf to haul it in.
Couldn't secure it in. Basically, that's a tough catch because the ground's almost always going to dislodge.
That's a big ask.
That's a real big ask.
All right, so 7:33 to go here in quarter number 3, 14-10. Lima Central Catholic put the ball back to Lucas. 1st and 10 from their own 43. They'll pack it in under center. Back to pass. Smolin going to roll to the near side. He'll throw the football. Got a receiver. Finello, 45, midfield, into Thunderbird territory. Bounced out of bounds by Billy Burke. See where they say he steps out. Looked like he was in the neighborhood of about the 45-yard line. They may spot him at the 46. Either way, Holman Kitchens apply first down. And tell you what, when Andrew Smolin dropped back to pass, it didn't feel like there was a whole lot of room back there, so he got out of there.
He did get out of there, and I think made the wise choice by getting rid of that ball. He had pursuit coming pretty hard, and that's what you get, man. That's the yards after contact right there. He picked up an additional 7-8 yards after the contact.
But that's just that little quick, when Finello caught it, that little spin right there, able to get out of the grasp of the defensive back.
Yeah, crafty there.
1st and 10 at the Thunderbird 46-yard line. Man in motion. They hand the ball to Toms up the middle, inside the 45, barreling his way down near the 41-yard line. Logan Toms well over 100 yards rushing. And Lucas trying to take the lead back, down 4, 7:07 to go here in the third quarter on the march. High school football on WMAN, driven by the Buckeye Superstore, State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the Low Payment Kings, BuckeyeSuperstore.com. Lucas to the line of scrimmage, everybody checking their wrist, as we see that a lot. Everybody getting the play. They were ready. Man in motion, Finello, 2 receivers left. Quarterback Smullen's going to keep it. Breaks one tackle, breaks another. Then keeper found some room, and Erik showed some toughness right there.
Yes, he did. Lowering the head, picking up the extra. So we're looking at a
third and one?
maybe half yard.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe not even
one. I think it's a half yard. So, this is, like I said, this is exactly where Lucas wants to be right here.
All right, so the official, they're going to move the football a little. They're going to give him a first down.
Yeah, first down.
All right.
Kitchen, baby.
By the way, how about Andrew Smullen being crafty and wise enough to know I lunge, I'll get that first down. That's when your quarterback knows where the sticks are, right?
Absolutely. He did a good job. And here's the difference, too. He didn't slide with his feet. He dove.
Yes.
So when you dive using the upper part of your body, they'll give you every yard and every piece of the real estate that you get there.
That's a good point. 2 receivers left in motion. Finello, handoff up the middle, right there to swallow him up. That was Sierra, the linebacker. That's Gabe Sierra. Yep. Grabs him and tackles him, put him down at the 35. Virtually, maybe a yard. Yeah, give him a yard, but a good job by the linebacker, Gabe Sierra. As soon as Finello got it, he just swallowed him right up.
Yes, he did. That's that. They run that. They go spread. Then they run the back end. In this case, Finello. They've been sprinting him in, and then he catches the ball. And instead of pursuing outside, he runs inside. And LLC did a good job. It's the first time they've really defended that well tonight.
Lucas to pass the football, batted down. Somebody got their big paw up there. I think it was Big James Patton, the 5'10", 225 junior lineman, number 53, off that left side. Got his paw in a passing lane.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he swatted it.
Well, and there was a second guy behind him.
He was going to block it if he missed it.
Right, and here's the thing. That's great D-line play. You always tell your D-line, if you can't get to the quarterback, as soon as you see the hand go up, match it. Match his hand with your hand.
All right, so 3rd down and 9, Lucas at the Thunderbird 35-yard line. Smullen back to pass, going to throw it. Got a receiver out there, and he overthrows Andrew Finello, who would have walked in for a score. I'll tell you what, as it's incomplete, I think Smullen was feeling the heat because he had a guy coming off the backside. He did have a blocker there, but I think he felt like he had to unload that ball. If Erik, if he could have almost patted the ball once and then threw it, may have had him.
Well, and that's one of those things right there. So he reverses out. He sets up about 6-7 yards. I think the defensive end, the right defensive end, had gotten in just enough for him to hurry that throw just a touch.
4th down and 9 for Lucas at the Thunderbird 35. Back to pass over the middle, and that pass, is it caught? Are you kidding me? Ooh, wow. Corbin Toms had to pick that baby off the turf at around the 16-yard line.
Yes, he did.
Heck of a play.
Yeah, that was an incredible play. That's one of those ones. If that's in college or the NFL, I guarantee we're getting the old replay.
Somebody's buzzing down on that one.
Yeah, someone is buzzing down on that one.
Tell you what, he laid out there. Erik, tell you what. He laid out. Looks good from here. He tumbled, had his hand under the ball. The official right there. Good replay. OH report. Holman Kitchens apply first down, and Lucas first and 10 at the 16-yard line. May that be a game-changing play, because that would have been a turnover on downs as Lucas starts this possession. The quarterback, Smullen, quarterback keeper, just thrown back by that Thunderbird defense. He'll lose a yard or so.
Listen, the Thunderbird defense is solid from B gap to B gap. Where Lucas has made their hay today consistently is really the C and D gap. When they've been able to bounce at a gap wider, that's where they've had their success. It's been really hard to run actually in the true interior part of that Lima Central Catholic defensive line.
4:25 to play, third quarter, 14-10, Lima Central Catholic. Lucas with the football, 2nd and 11. From the Thunderbird 16-yard line, rolling left. The quarterback, Smullen's going to throw it. Got a receiver. He caught it right near the sideline, trying to see who was over there. He fell down into the sideline. I know we got a great replay. And on the far side, I think it was Logan Toms. Logan Toms. Tell you what, the replay, dynamite right there. Even the PA guy couldn't tell until Brian Skronsky got the old OH report lens on it.
That's right. We are the official replay, too. So if it gets buzzed up, Brian, they're using you, buddy.
3rd down and 8. Smullen's going to roll to the right, throw a dart, caught into the sideline. That's Corbin Toms. He'll be out of bounds. They're really going to spot him. It looks like right around the 10-yard line. He'll get about 4 yards. It'll be 4th down
Yeah, they're putting them it's going to touch the 10 yards. So
right
it's
on the 10.
4th and 4, Aaron.
4th and 4 for Lucas. You know you can make this field goal. However, you're down there. A field goal would get you within 1. Erik, are you tempted to kick, or are you just going for it?
Well,
as a coach,
no.
Are you tempted?
Either way is fine. I mean, if you feel like you're going to really need the points, and plus your defense has pinned them down.
4th and 4, back to pass. Nowhere to go with the football. He'll throw it, nearly intercepted, knocked down, as it was a direct snap that time to Logan Toms, and as he ran the football, he tried to pass it, could not, incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs into that sideline. There was just nowhere to throw the football. Somebody got their hands on it for LCC. One of the linebackers knocks it down, and the Thunderbirds will take over. The ball knocked down by Matt Sierra, the senior linebacker. And Lucas got so close to the end zone, but got denied, and the Thunderbirds take over.
Yeah, so here we go, and they're back, what is it, Aaron?
10-yard line.
10-yard line there, yeah.
14-10, Lima Central Catholic, 3:02 to go here in the third quarter. Thanks for joining us. High school football tonight. WMAN teaming up with our great friends at the OH Report to bring you live high school football. Beautiful setting, Bob Wine Field. Few weeks away from the postseason. Hard to believe as Parker's going to roll to the right. There is nowhere to go. Lucas there in numbers to take him to the turf.
Yes, they
Terrific job. One of the first guys to chase him down was Brayden Spitler, the coach's son, number big 77, chasing him down the field among others. Take him down, and Lucas with a good job defensively.
Yeah, Logan Toms there kind of finishing him off. That's a nice job by him keeping that outside leverage. And like you said, Aaron, I don't even think he picked up an inch on that play.
No, second 10.
Clock's running here inside of 2:30 in the third quarter. So, we're going to see kind of what else does LCC have here.
Nobody scored yet here in the third quarter. 14-10 is where we were at the half. 2:15 to go here in the third. 2nd and 10, pass to the near side, and the quarterback is going to lead his receiver a little bit too much. That's Quatman into the sideline. Incomplete. He's got the arm, just the timing wasn't there. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10. LCC at their own 10-yard line. If you're Lucas, Erik, you get a stop right here, make them punt the ball, and you're in dynamite field position again.
And here's the thing. That's the same play they ran on the 4th down conversion earlier. It's there. But the level of difficulty on that throw is really high. People don't realize this. When you throw that out, that's literally a 30, 35-yard throw because you're throwing from the hash clear outside the opposite numbers.
5 wide receivers, 3 to the left from their own 10-yard line. Back to pass on 3rd down. Parker rolling. Oh, man, big lane right side. Going to have a first down across the 20, 25, and it'll go into the sideline out of bounds. As there was nobody home on that right side, and he easily scampers for a home and kitchen supply first down. Their 10th. And on that carry, Erik, give him 16 yards. And again, nobody on that backside.
Yeah, he just escaped back to his right side. And like you said, nobody stayed home. So what that means is that either your end got sucked in or your backer worked too far to the opposite side of the field. You shouldn't have that much real estate on the opposite side there.
So Lucas had a chance to pin him deep, and somebody moved on the line. We haven't had a lot of penalties tonight at all. We're going to get offsides on Lucas. So that'll make it 1st and 5. And they'll move the football across the 30 to the 31. 2:02 to go here in the third. Lima Central Catholic on their own 31-yard line. They lead Lucas by a score of 14 to 10 here. Late stages in quarter number 3. Lucas defense maybe trying to come up with a takeaway, something here as Lima Central Catholic will fake a man in motion. They'll hand it off to the running back. He'll struggle forward, got tripped up by one of the guys flying in for Lucas. It may have been Dylan Page. I believe, yeah, it was Dylan Page that got a hand on Gabe Sierra. He'll trip him up. He'll stumble forward for a short gain.
Yeah, he picked up probably 2.5, maybe 3 yards on that. It had to be a long 2. It's probably more of a 2nd and 3.
However, because they had 5 yards on a penalty, it makes it 2nd down. I'll call it about 3. Scoreboard's got 2. Looks like from here about 3.
It'd be, like I said, it's a long 2.
As John Davis tells me, we don't do half yards, so we'll call it 3.
Yeah, he's right.
2nd down, close to 3. Quarterback's going to keep it. Good spin move, but as he does, he got drilled.
Yes, he did.
Flying up to make that stop.
Yeah, it's Toms again.
Logan Toms flew in and just stopped him dead in his tracks.
Yeah, Logan Toms did a nice job there. Quarterback was going to try to spin, and, Logan said, not on my watch.
Eric,
so
he pretty much just picked him up and dropped him.
Down. Yeah, so he picked up a full yard on that. So it is a true 3rd and 1 now.
All right, 3rd down, a yard to go. LCC, the ball at their own 35-yard line. Under 45 seconds to play here in the 3rd. Again, 14-10 is the lead for the Thunderbirds. 3rd and again, short to go. About a yard. Quarterback Parker's going to keep it up the middle. Got it off the right side. Holman Kitchen Supply first down across the 40. Still driving the pile. Everybody getting involved. It's like moving unbelievable. They're still going toward midfield. They get about an extra, 5, 6, maybe 7 yards?
Yeah, I tell you
after contact, at least 10. But once they got the scrum going, a good 5 to 7 yards.
The scrum started at the 40-yard line, Aaron. That's a 10-yard, 11-yard
Yeah, you're right.
scrum.
11 yards.
Yeah.
They look at that pile
Look at
go.
that move. Yeah.
Man.
This is where replays are great, so you can have an appreciation for what you just watched.
You can watch in a little bit of a slower motion maybe and just see, you know my thing with all that? Everybody's somebody's stepping on your toes. You're just trying to walk through there. Man.
4th quarter, here we go.
That'll do it for the 3rd quarter as the clock down to 2. We'll step aside. 3 quarters in the books. It's now Lima Central Catholic 14, Lucas 10. Back in a minute with the 4th quarter. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
I'm Garrett G-Man Parlett, and check out my new show, The G-Man Project, exclusively on the OH Report.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Back in Lucas as we are through 3 quarters of play.
Yep.
It is now 14-10 LCC. They start the 4th quarter with the ball in Cub territory after that 11-yard rugby scrum. And we're going to do it again. Quarterback Parker inside midfield at the 49. He will bully his way down near the 44. He just gets engaged with people. You have the big offensive lineman shoving him. And they'll take him down, Ty Lenhart, at the 44. But the last 2 runs after contact has been impressive.
Yeah, those are weight room runs, man. Like, that's what you're doing. Your offensive line, your quarterback slash fullback, that's what that is. When you're picking up 4, 5, 6, 7 yards after contact, I mean, those are just demoralizing. Like I said, sometimes you get beat with athletes, and it is what it is. But when you physically have your will imposed on someone, something mental about that.
2nd down, 6 yards to go. LCC at the Lucas 44. The quarterback Parker left side. He'll break through. Stumbles momentarily. Zach Deal from behind. He won't get him. Still riding people. Inside the 30, inside the 25, and they'll drag him down inside the 20-yard line at the 19.
Man.
Aiden Culler there to make the stop. The line of scrimmage was the 44.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. How about that?
So he runs for, a good 25 yards off the left side. But, Eric, after contact, Parker has been impressive.
Yeah, I mean, he's just, his balance and his forward lean is very, very good. He has to have 50, 60 yards after contact today.
Almost welcomes contact.
Yeah, just the way that he runs. But like I said, when you're nearly 210 pounds and you're a high school quarterback, at this level, at the Division 7 and 6 level, that's a lot of mass, man.
10:30 to go in the ball game. Lucas down 4. 1st and 10. LCC handoff to Gabe Sierra. Runs a man over, running angry, as you would say, inside the 15, down inside the 10 at the 9, maybe the 8. That was Gabe Sierra, who lined up beside the quarterback. Parker gets the handoff and runs right up the middle. Had a good hole to run through, then just ran somebody over there.
Just how about the left guard going through there, picking up that backer? I mean, Aaron, that's how you draw it up, and you're able to see this at home with the OH Report replays. You can see it. That guard wraps through. Bam, there's your hit on that linebacker. Running back shoots through, and now you got a mismatch. So now you got your running back on the safety there, and I'll tell you what, Logan Toms there was not the beneficiary of that.
He did a good job of hanging on to his leg, though, as the quarterback will snap it 1st and goal at the 9. He'll slip, and right there to come in and take him down. Good job by the Lucas. Buck Arnold on the stop there, the sophomore for the Lucas, the linebacker. Arnold in on that stop.
The wet surface. We're starting to get that, as they call it, that dewy wet surface. These JV kids are going to wake up in the morning, man. And this is one of those games. It's cold. It's going to probably be in the low 40s. That grass is going to be wet. And you're going to have to start hitting human beings at 10 a.m. I'm telling Aaron, it's rough. I'm telling you, man. Anybody who's played JV football will tell you this is the time of year that's rough.
That was a 2-yard loss,
yes.
By the way. Back to the 11-yard line. Goal to go. Back to pass. The quarterback thought about running. Now he's going to throw it into the corner of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Did he get his hands under the football? Yes, he did. That ball is caught. Was that Quatman back there?
I think it was.
Yes, it
Number
was.
4.
Yes,
yeah,
it was Quatman. An 11-yard touchdown throw and catch. I thought, was it going to have enough on it? As the quarterback thought he was going to run, pulls it down, got hit right as he unloaded the football, and Quatman just got his hands under that ball before it hit the turf. Touchdown, LCC.
Yeah, there you go. There's that. There's the Tim Tebow. It used to be the jump pass. You didn't even need the jump pass because it wasn't right on the goal line, but he was just waiting for Quatman to clear the second level and threw the ball and just put it out there.
Tafflinger on for the point after. There's the snap. There's the hold. I believe that got blocked. Yes, it did. Somebody for the Cubs blocked it. Up and no good, but it's still a good idea to stop by and see your good friends at Mill Iron Auto Parts, State Route 39 between Mansfield and Shelby. You'll get top dollar for your scrap vehicle. We'll take a break here in Lucas. As 9:06 to go here in, actually we're going to keep it right here. We were going to step aside. We'll keep it right here. 9:06 to go in the ball game. Now 20-10 LCC.
Well, that field goal now,
yeah.
Of course, hindsight's 20/20, right? But I mean, if they'd have kicked that field goal, man, you'd be within a touchdown away. Now you're two scores. You got to have 2 full possessions here. So there's still plenty of time left in this game. But if you're Lucas now, you want to make sure you're not coming away from that well empty. You know what I mean? You got to get a nice tasty drink here on this drive.
All right, so we have the block on the extra point. It's now a 10-point lead. And if you're Lucas, as you talk about or watching the replay here in the booth, Lima Central Catholic, that touchdown at the end of the first half, a lot of momentum for them right now.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I think Brian brought this up when we went to halftime. That's the second time, at least out of the last 3 weeks, that they've given up a touchdown in the kind of in the closing, waning moments of the half. There's a lot of coaches that talk about the most important 8 minutes, and it's the last 4 and the first 4. Last 4 of the half, first 4 of the third quarter.
All right, so here we go. Kickoff is going to be fielded by Lucas after the touchdown. And the return man across the 20-25, Zach Deal, will hit the 30-yard line and be tackled right there. And that is where the Lucas Cubs will head out, and they will have the football 1st and 10. And, Eric, I know this is a team that wants to run the football. This is a team that you wouldn't necessarily call a quick strike offense.
Right.
You have time, 9 minutes to play, but you need a couple of scores and a stop, right?
So, and you want some chunk plays in there. Listen, you're Lucas, run the football, but don't be afraid to mix in a throw here and there.
All right, so Lucas with the football, and they will run the ball. As they hand it off on 1st and 10, Logan Toms with the football. He'll get it across the line of scrimmage, which was the 35. And they'll give him close to 5 yards, actually at the 35, excuse me, is where he'll go down. So good carry on 1st down for Lucas. And as I mentioned, Eric, Smolin can throw the football. I think the point I want to say, but you don't want to become too predictive, I would assume.
Right.
You still want to be able to have balance. Now we're going to have a flag.
Yeah, that's going to be offside.
Okay, so that'll help.
Yeah, right there. You had number, I think it was, didn't get the number there. I think it might have been 58 there. Number 58 jumped.
Okay.
Yeah, Cole Gross there kind of got in the neutral zone there. So, yeah, so you went from a 2nd and 6 to a 2nd and 1, right? And you picked up 5 yards and clock continuing to move.
On the 40-yard line, back to pass is Smolin, and he'll be sacked. Oh, a big loss back near the 30-yard line as he rolled out
Yeah,
Maybe they were trying to catch him, almost thinking they were going to run and throw the football, and he gets sacked, and a huge loss for Lucas.
That's a huge loss, and if that's one of those ones. Small, if you're Smolin, man, you got to do everything you can to try to avoid that sack, just because you can't lose that valuable field position that you have, because you can always go back on 3rd and 1 and go run and go get it. But
defensive lineman Cole Gross, on that
got
sack.
a hold of it. Okay, made up for his 5-yard penalty there.
3rd and 11 now as they're going to run the football to the near side. That's Finello trying to work his way, wait for blockers. He'll get out near the 40-yard line. Good run by Andrew Finello, bringing up a very manageable, if you want to call any 4th down manageable, but at 4th down.
Oh, yeah, he's only got a yard.
I was going to say he needs about a yard, so he gets close to 10 on a 4th down run, and so Lucas feels a whole lot better than they did a moment ago on 3rd and 11. But the clock is not their friend. 7:20 to go in the game. They're down 10 to the line. Everybody ready to go as they pack it in at the line of scrimmage. They'll pitch the football. Logan Toms, right side, fouls his blocker. And Logan Toms will have himself a home and kitchen supply first down. He'll be tackled at right around the 44-yard line as they put him down. In on the stop was Sal Gwencha. We talked about him a little bit earlier. And Lucas will have the football at the 44. Home and kitchen supply first down. Under 7 to play in the game. They have to be in somewhat of a hurry, down 10. Back to pass is Smolin. He'll load up. He's going to throw it. And the defensive back fell down, but so did the receiver. Corbin Toms turns around. The ball was behind him. He falls. His feet go out from underneath him at the 24. He would have had a touchdown as the DB fell down. It was Parker.
Yeah, and that's tough. And here's the thing. It was thrown to the wrong side of him. He should have been throwing it more to the left side of the hash there. His aiming point actually should have been just to the right of the numbers. And so he required it was underthrown because of the pressure in his face. Just missed opportunity right there. There's only one way to say that. That's just a missed opportunity. That should have been a touchdown.
So 2nd and 10. Lucas down 10. Handoff Finello trying to work his way to the near side. There is nowhere to go. Terrific defensive play by Lima Central Catholic up to make that stop. We called this name early. Payne Cutlip.
It's a great tackle.
Yeah, the cornerback made a nice tackle after a very short gain of a couple across to the 46-yard line.
I mean, he does a great job. See how he's sitting out there? He's keeping his shoulders square right there. Boom. Goes right there to the machine. I always call it, kill the machine. Kill the engine, man. The engine's the legs.
Yeah, good description. You could see him with a textbook tackle there. 3rd and 8 for Lucas at their own 46. Pass down the seam. Caught. First down into Thunderbird territory. Corbin Toms trying to fight for more yardage, dragging people. And he'll have a first down near the 31-yard line. A huge throw and catch. Cutlip on the stop. He got some help in the secondary from linebacker Matt Sierra. But the Cubs, a much-needed home and kitchen supply first down to senior wideout Corbin Toms.
Yeah, great job there. Nice throw. And, man, I'll tell you what, made a nice little move there, too, and to wrap around.
All right, Lucas on 1st and 10. Smolin's going to throw it. He had Deal. Looked like he just got behind the secondary around the 15-yard line, but off his hand, incomplete. I'd like to see, as that ball was around the 15, did he have a chance to bring that, or was it a little bit too far out in front of him?
I'll tell you what, the safety out there, Parker, tried to jump it and missed it. I'll tell you what, I think it should have been caught, Aaron.
Yeah,
that ball hit him in both hands, man. You got to catch that football.
Tell you what, as you mentioned, Parker tried to jump it. If he catches that, he'll go in for a score.
Yeah.
2nd and 10, Lucas at the LCC 31. Back to pass. Pressure is on. He'll throw it away. Quatman was coming in. Penalty marker flies. The ball is incomplete. It was Guenci in contact. Actually made a little contact with the wide receiver. It was really close, though. The penalty marker came out right away.
Well, I tell you what, I just know as a DB, that is really tough right there.
Sam Guenci, as I mentioned, the defender will get penalized.
And if you're Lucas, man, you'll take it. I'll tell you that. And now here's the thing. That's a spot foul. Man, I just think that's really tough. I thought he played that really well.
Did it not feel like just same time he arrived as the ball?
I mean, here's the thing. If I'm an official, I'm leaving my flag on that. Obviously, hey, but listen, man, those are 50-50 calls, right?
Yep, absolutely.
They're 50-50 calls.
And I always say he's a lot closer than we are.
Right. That's
1st and 10. Lucas as they'll move that football now, as you mentioned, down to the 16-yard line. Smolin back to pass. 5:40 to go in the football game. Cubs down 10. Pass to the near side. Diving catch by Logan Toms. Stretched out, catches it at the 10-yard line. Oh, man,
Yeah,
some
great
really
catch
nice
there.
catches by the Cubs.
Yeah, we're seeing the offensive arsenal right here. We're seeing Smolin looking like running the old run and shoot out there. Looks like Warren Moon for the Houston Oilers right now.
Tell you
zipping
what.
that ball around the field.
Logan Thomas, I thought that ball was good. I'll tell you what, he did a really good job of bringing that in because that was a little bit out in front of him.
Yes, he
Second
did.
and 3 at the Thunderbird 9-yard line. Down 10, 5:05 to go in the football game. Rolling right, got a receiver, passes it. Logan Thomas into the end zone. Touchdown, Lucas Cubs, a 9-yard strike. And that running machine says, hey, it's getting late in the ball game. We got to throw it. Touchdown, Cubs.
Yeah, and there you go. Listen, that's nothing more than a speed out. Two things defensively that didn't take place. One, you got to cover the flat. The scouting report's really simple. Like 85% of Lucas's pass plays are sprint out or boot. So you gotta have someone getting out to the flat. The other thing is, who is your force player? Is it your end? Is it your backer? Someone has to chase the quarterback. You can't just allow the quarterback to sit out there and play Chinese checkers and throw BBs.
All right, so here's the point after. Boy, LCC got a whole lot of guys up the middle, but somehow Aiden Culler boots it through. It's up, it's good, just like Mill Iron Auto Parts. We'll take a break, 5:01 to go in the game. Lima Central Catholic 20, Lucas 17. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Back in Cub Country, kickoff is going to be fielded after the Lucas touchdown by Lima Central Catholic. On the return that time, Mylan Cowens on the return. He'll work his way across the 30, go down at the 31-yard line. Lucas within 3, 20-17. Lima Central Catholic, 4:55 to go in the football game. And tell you what, one thing we love, close football games in the fourth quarter, everything on the line. And the Cubs, Erik, nice pass there. Logan Thomas has had a terrific all-around game tonight.
Absolutely, both sides, offense, defense, is probably their leading tackle, either him or Lenhart.
Yeah.
Both of them, they're always around the ball. We're calling their names about every play. So we'll see how much clock here LCC can milk.
All right, LCC with the football, as you mentioned. The quarterback's going to keep it up the middle. Got some daylight across the 40, 45, dragging people near midfield. Grayson Jackson will ride him to the turf, but not before he rolls into Lucas territory at the 49-yard line. And I'll tell you what, Carson Parker has been as advertised in this one.
He's done a great job. There's times they've defensed him well, and then times he makes them look silly, but that's what you get when you have a next-level type athlete. He's got his imprint all over the game on both sides as well. And, listen, they're not going to be in any hurry to snap this ball. So I would say that you're not going to see Central Catholic snapping the ball outside of 5 seconds for the rest of this game with that clock moving.
Play clock at 6. They'll hand the football up up the middle. Monster hole. That's Sierra inside the 40. 30, 20, right sideline, 15, 10, drilled out of bounds by 3 Cubs inside the 10-yard line. I'll tell you what, Gabe Sierra had a monster hole. You could have drove a truck through up the middle,
how about
and
that?
He took off like out of a cannon.
Yeah, he did. And here's the thing, both these plays have been right up the gut. You know what I mean? It's not like they've hit him wide or hit him on a trick play or hit him with some kind of a pass scheme and some kind of combo route. I mean, these are just right up the middle. Just man-to-man, gut check time, right? You got to get a stop if you're Lucas. And, man, you just have not answered that call. Your offense should have energized you. Your defense needs to come out and quite frankly, be more physical and be more gap responsible.
Yeah, huge hole up the middle. Put it at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal. Hang on, did I hear penalty marker?
Yeah, they got thrown out the back. The play clock wasn't dead, so I don't know what they're calling because it was it was the back judge. I don't know what he sees.
I saw one of the officials counting to make sure the number of.
Oh, they got 12. 12 guys on the field.
I was going to say, I saw the official counting.
Lucas has 12 guys on the field. I like trying to sneak a 12th out there. Got caught, though, Brian.
All right, so right now, 4:10 to go in the football game. Lucas down 20-17 to Lima Central Catholic. And again, 1st and goal. After that penalty, they're going to move that football, Erik, half the distance, so they'll put it at the 3. They were at the 6, so put it at the 3. LCC down the field. Those last 2 runs I mentioned, just huge holes at least up the middle. They just ran right through them untouched. And now they're knocking on the door with a 3-point lead. They'll move Sierra in motion. That's Matt Sierra. Gabe to the left of the quarterback. Quarterback's going to keep it himself. Lunge near the end zone. There was contact. Is he in? The one official saying no.
They're stopping him just short. And here's the thing, LCC, I don't think they're going to be too upset about this from a coaching staff because they're going to be on the half-inch line. They're probably a half yard away.
Hey, what?
And they're going to burn another 30 seconds here off the clock. So it's going to put them right around 3:15 by the time this ball snaps.
Tell you what, Logan Toms went in and laid his shoulder into him and just staggered him enough to get him to the 1, and the Cubs came with help to put him down at the 1, but it's 2nd and goal. LCC at the Lucas 1-yard line. The Thunderbirds lead the Cubs by 3 late 4th quarter. The quarterback's going to keep it untouched into the end zone up the middle. Touchdown LCC as the quarterback Parker goes in again. Remember, he ran one in earlier, so he now has 2 rushing touchdowns, Erik, and he has 2 passing touchdowns. Parker has done it all here tonight for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, boy, and I'll tell you right now, that Jacob Locke, number 74,
one of their best linemen.
He plays their left guard position. He just or the right guard position. He just absolutely collapsed the entire left side almost by himself of that Lucas defensive line.
Point after is on the way, and it is blocked. 2nd time tonight. That was Ty Lenhart that got in there and blocked it. It is no good, but it's now 26-17 in favor of Lima Central Catholic. We'll take a break and be back 4th quarter, 3:26 to go. You're listening to High School Football on WMAN.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects. Check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center. We build better.
Welcome back to Bob Wine Field here in Lucas, where Carson Parker has put on a show tonight for the Thunderbirds of Lima Central Catholic, as he has thrown for 2 touchdowns. He has ran for 2 with 3:26 to go in the football game. It's now 26-17. Lima Central Catholic with a 9-point lead. It could be a couple points more. Lucas has blocked a couple extra points, but the problem is you're down 2 scores, and we normally would be having a kickoff. I have no idea what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
Do we have an issue with the chains, maybe?
I don't know what's going on. Do we know, Brian? Looks like they're kind of like...
The look on Brian's face is he's with us. He does not know what's going on.
Looks like they're like addressing something going on in the crowd over there. Is that what you're seeing too, Brian? Like, 'cause I saw Taylor Eisman, the AD over here, walk across the way, and they're talking to somebody up there. Right.
Okay. All right. We're not exactly sure.
We don't know
we're not exactly sure what's going on.
We just know we're not playing football.
Yeah, we will.
Hey, we haven't done this yet, and Hayden Gray did this, set this up last week. You want to know what kind of cereal I ate today?
Oh, Brian, last week it was Apple Jacks, if you're curious.
The week before that, it was Lucky Charms.
And I think the week before that was Raisin Bran Crunch.
Yes, very good.
See, I remember things.
Right.
Yeah. Non-important things, but I remember.
Absolutely. No, these are the important things.
Yeah.
Golden Grams, man.
Golden Grams.
Yeah, Golden Grams tonight.
So when Eric Will goes into the cupboard at home, is it just whatever cereal?
I love
just
cereal.
Unlimited amount of cereal?
Well, and my wife did hit the store up today, so we'll see what we get. I do have a special place in my heart for Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms is tough to beat for me.
Right.
I do love Lucky Charms. I like all kinds of cereal. It's actually easier for me to tell you what cereal I don't like than what I do because I like so many different cereals. You a cereal guy, Eric?
I am a cereal guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Brian is. Guarantee it. Don't let that physique fool you. I know he goes out and runs 8, 9, 10 miles, but he likes to hit this cereal.
Hey, he's got to get fueled. He's got to have that.
He's got to feed the machine.
Yeah, that's right. All right, well, we are patiently waiting the return of play here.
All right, here we go. I think we're going somewhere
3:26 to go in the game. 26-17 is the lead for Lima Central Catholic. As we can tell you, there's a lot of yelling from the other side of the field.
There is.
We don't.
There's one specific. It's almost like
it's like one person.
Yeah,
I think.
there's like one person that has like a megaphone over there.
Going to say they don't have a microphone like we do, but I can hear them well.
Right.
High school football on WMAN, driven by the Buckeye Superstore. State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the Low Payment Kings. BuckeyeSuperstore.com. And I can still hear them as they're heading down the hill.
That's going to be the that's the ultimate fan award over there. Listen, if I'm driving 2 hours and 15 minutes, Brian, I'm getting my voice heard, man.
All right.
And that's you know what? It depends on which side. If you're up by 9, it sounds great. If you're down by 9, it's annoying.
Yeah. There you go. The Thunderbirds and Tafflinger will kick it off. Going to be fielded by Corbin Thompson. He'll wait to try to find a lane. That lane did not materialize, and he got blown up.
He did. Man,
flying down the field in special teams, and I saw him down the field was Caden Falke.
Yeah,
he's a freshman, by the way, 5'11", 180, like a missile.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to hit somebody with bad intentions right there. I'll tell you right now. Boom.
Yeah.
Man, nice job.
All right, so the Cubs down 9 with 3:21 to go in the game are in need of a quick strike. And the defense out there. By the way, final score, Worcester 48, Mount Vernon nothing in the OCC.
Sounds about right.
Back to pass. Hey, Worcester at Arlen Field next week against Mansfield Senior. Back to pass, Smolin. Pass to the right, incomplete. The heat was on again. And I'll tell you what, that D-line of Lima Central Catholic, they brought some heat here tonight.
Yeah, they have. Well, and that right there, you're trying to set up a screen. People don't realize this. The secret sauce of the screen is you got to initially engage. You know what I mean? You got to punch and slow down. You don't just open up the floodgates and say, "Go chase my quarterback down." There's still a rhythm to it. You want to punch and then release and then go find your next level guy.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 10, Lucas. Clock stop. 3:17 to go in the game. The ball at their own 24-yard line. They're down 9 here in the fourth quarter. Smollen's going to load up, throw a ball down the right side. A little underthrown. The penalty marker comes out. Boy, I don't know how much contact there was. They both looked back for the football. From here, it didn't look like there was a ton of contact, but the official was right on top of it. And the penalty marker comes out. I know the Thunderbirds sideline didn't like it because the official heard from somebody over there, but they threw the penalty marker right away, and one would think it's going to be on the Thunderbirds.
Hey, listen, you drive 135 miles, Aaron, you're going to get that flag out, buddy. But, that's one of those ones that the defensive back doesn't necessarily – see how he's running with him and his head never actually turns? Now, having said that, I don't know if there was contact there, though.
Now, I'll tell you what.
I was looking for.
The thing we couldn't tell, though, did the inside arm, the right arm, was there a little grab? Maybe there was. Hard to tell.
Listen, and I'm telling you, there's sometimes if you do not make a play on the ball, Aaron, this is just a fact. It looks how do I want to say it? It looks, I don't want to say it looks unathletic, but it looks off. It looks like there's something wrong. So therefore, that flag's easier to come out. Even you look. I really do. I think it just makes you flat out look unathletic. It looks like you don't know what's going on.
Well, if your head's not around where the ball is, it looks like it looks like you don't know. You're just reaching and those kind of things. So the penalty will give Lucas good field position. They're going to throw it right away. Home run ball, left side, caught. Corbin Toms into Thunderbird territory at the 25-yard line. The line of scrimmage was their own 39, so a bomb. Smollen's got an arm. A home and kitchen supply first down, and Lucas in business. 3:03 to go in the game, down 9 at the Thunderbird 25.
Smollen's out here playing like C.J. Stroud, man. He's just out here throwing BBs, man.
He's got a good arm.
He does. You know what? He always has. For 2 years we've been saying this. I mean, he's got a nice arm. You know, let's be honest, Lucas is Lucas. They're going to run first, run twice, run third, and then they're going to go ahead and open it up, and you're seeing that they have the capabilities here.
Right.
So Lima Central Catholic, what they have not done is make Lucas burn any time at all to move down the field.
Remember, he got out of bounds. 3:03 to go in the game. Down 9 at the Thunderbird 25. Pass right side. He got it to the back who got behind the defender, and he's into the end zone for a Cub touchdown.
Yep.
Oh, baby.
I'll tell you what, going air raid out here, baby. Air raid.
Andrew Finello. And I'll tell you what, the defensive back for LCC nearly got his hand on it. Watch this replay. He goes up. Actually, I think it went off his hand. That may have went off the hand of him.
It was deflected, absolutely. Finella getting the fortuitous bounce there off the hand, walks right into the end zone, high steps it into the end zone. Aaron, that thing only took like 15, 20, 25 seconds to get down the field.
Touchdown, throw and catch. Point after this one's going to be blocked. Quatman got through like he started early. I'm not saying he did, but it was almost like he started early. He broke right through and blocks it. No good. 26-23 with under 3 to go in the football game. We'll keep it right here. 26-23, Lima Central Catholic, 2:56 to go in the football game. All right, let's check the North Central State College High School football scoreboard. You can find all the scores by logging on to our website. NC State, where the quality is high, the tuition is low, and you don't have to leave home to go far. All right, Mansfield Senior has a 27-13 lead fourth quarter on Ashland. How about this one? Galleon 39, Ontario 28, fourth quarter. Fredericktown, by the way, 35-28 on Loudonville in the fourth quarter. Shelby really having a hard time, losing 41-20, fourth quarter on the road at Highland. Madison down 14-0. It's been that way the entire game.
We've said New Philadelphia struggles to score, but their defense is legit.
Yeah.
New Philly's got a good D.
That's fourth quarter. Also, let's see if we can get a few other scores quickly here. West Holmes 48, Lexington 14, fourth quarter. 31-7, third quarter. Crestview over South Central. Clear Fork has doubled up Pleasant. 42-21 Colts, third quarter at the Corral. And those, how about this one? Mapleton 54, Plymouth 37. We're in the 90s. In that ball game.
I wonder what the over-under was on that.
I don't think it was 90.
85 maybe.
Brian, 85, you go for that?
Yeah.
Man.
Brian's throwing the C note down on that.
Tell you what, we got a good ball game here.
Yeah, we do.
3-point game, under 3 to go. And the Cubs run the ball.
Yeah.
Hey, Smollen says we can throw that baby too.
Right. We got 49 points here.
Kickoff by Aiden Culler will hug the sideline, but then hop out of bounds inside the 20. So Lima Central Catholic will have the football.
Not a bad move there. I mean, you got all 3 timeouts here.
At the 35.
And if you're Lucas, you're going to use them right here. Now, here's the big thing. You can't do what you just did your last drive. You got momentum. You went down. You scored. You did it in an efficient way. And then you're going to come around and just get gashed by running almost essentially up the middle. So you got to be stout in the middle. You got to be stout, and you got to be tough inside out. Make them work the perimeter more than the inside if they're going to beat you.
By the way, how wild has this game been? It was 14-10 at halftime.
Right.
Nobody scored in the third quarter. We've had 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Listen, there's something to be said for when teams are up against it. It's just like plays are made. You know, it's almost inexplainable. You know, when you think about it, especially the way Lucas has done this. I mean, Lima Central Catholic's been like almost all on the ground, and Lucas is throwing the ball around the yard.
Here we go. 1st and 10, LCC, the ball getting kicked out of bounds at their own 35-yard line. 3 wide receivers. They'll bring a man in motion. 2 receivers left. They'll hand it off to the running back. Nope. No, they won't. Parker's going to keep it. Up the middle. Breaks a tackle. Midfield into Cub territory. Dragging people inside the 45 down near the 42-yard line for the quarterback, Parker. Again, who's been terrific tonight. He's accounted for all 4 Thunderbird touchdowns. 2 on the ground and 2 through the air. And a big scamper right there.
The problem there is the last couple of drives, Lucas's linebackers have not read their keys. The guard is wrapping around. They're getting too far. The will linebacker, they're actually across the center. Therefore, he gets caught in the wash. You can't play like that. You got to stay home, and you got to read your guards. You don't read your guards, you're going to look like Larry, Curly, and Mo.
Well, Eric, on the last couple of drives, you've noticed up the middle has been wide open. For the Thunderbirds. 1st and 10, LCC at the Lucas 41. Hand off to the back, Sierra. Not a lot of room to operate. Getting a hold of his legs that time was Ty Lenhart. He got some help up top. The ball will be marked inside the 40. Put it down at the 38. It will be a timeout. Head coach Scott Spitler will burn it with 2:09 to go in the football game. If you are just joining us, a dandy here at Bob Wine. 26-23 Lima Central Catholic, leading by 3. The reason why this game is even bigger is because it's week 7. They're both 9th in the region. We know the top 16 get in. But for Lucas, Eric, it doesn't get any easier.
No.
Next week, they play a Division III school from Columbus. They have Lyndon McKinley.
Oh, yeah.
So you think, and then, by the way, unbeaten Arlington at the end of there. They have Fort Loramie the week before, and they're 4-2.
Yeah, Fort
So
Loramie.
There is no week off for Lucas.
Fort Loramie's tough, and like you said, they're going to play Arlington at the end of the year. So you're just staring down the gun barrel of a lot of competition. You know, I do like them next week against Lyndon McKinley. I think they'll be okay there. Is that there or is that here? Are they at home or are they on the road there?
Next week?
That's a long drive. You're going down to Capital City for that.
Next week, they will host Lyndon McKinley here. The final home game here at beautiful Bob Wine Field.
Okay. So then they're gone. So they're on the road the last 2 weeks.
They're at Fort Loramie in week 9. And
that's
then
a drive right there. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's going to – Fort Loramie from here has got to be 2.5, 3. It's got to be. I mean, that is a long drive. Clear up in northwest Ohio.
I'm not sure where Arlington is. I'm not sure.
Yeah, not 100%.
All I know is they're state ranked by Finley.
By Finley,
okay.
That's right. Yeah,
Thank
he's
you.
right. Yep.
Brian Skronsky's got that. He's got the whole state mapped. He knows where he's going. Love it. And by the way, they're undefeated in state ranks. So Lucas has some tough games to go, but they want to try to finish this one out with a W. Down 3.
Man.
The quarterback's going to keep it. Break tackles up the middle and still driving the pile inside the 20, 15, 10. Near the 10, they'll put him down maybe around the 12.
Looks like Larry Zonka. You know what I mean? Seriously, looks like Larry Zonka. Looks like Peyton Hillis.
The line of scrimmage was the 37.
I mean, look
that's
at him.
That's a good 25-yard run and, 23 after contact? I mean, dragging people?
I mean, I'm telling you right now, he is running like he's angry at the grass.
And I'll tell you what. This place has gone silent as the ball
your timeouts don't even matter. I mean, it really is like that
run right there.
For all intents and purposes, really did almost put the game away. Now you just got to be smart. If you're Lucas, try to stand him up and rake at the ball right now.
15th, Holman Kitchen Supply, first down. Put it at the 11. Handoff to Sierra up the middle. Gabe driving the pile, trying to get near the goal line. He'll get down to the 5 before he's tackled. As Gabe Sierra came jumping right up the middle. And again, up the middle has been open, especially here in the second half in the fourth quarter for Lima Central Catholic, who had it 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll have now 2nd down at the 5-yard line. They need about 3 yards for another first down. But you mentioned the clock with 1:05 to go in the game, 26-23 LCC. In control.
Yeah, when Lucas needed a stop, they just couldn't get it. I mean, that's just a reality of really the last 2 possessions because their offense did what it needed to do, and the defense hasn't been able to get that timely stop. It just hasn't happened. They've kind of been dominated up front.
All right, so the football, it's going to be the quarterback, Parker. He'll take the snap. He'll get down near the 1-yard line. He'll be tackled there. Timeout will be taken by Lucas with 38 seconds to play.
See, now here's coaching strat. Here, I know you want the touchdown, but here, if you want to win the game and get out of here, take a knee, make them burn the timeout, and then take a knee, and the game's over because you're now under the 40-second play clock. So they only have one timeout left, Aaron. So you just take a knee.
You just got a first down, right?
Yeah, you've already got exactly. The game's over. I mean, it literally is over. The only way you can lose this game right now is by doing something stupid if you're LCC.
Turnover, yeah.
Yeah, so right now, Brian wants the touchdown. Yeah, he's seen too many Browns games.
Well, here's the deal. If 3's a hat trick, he's already got 4. What's 5? Parker, he's got 4 touchdowns. He's been terrific. 2 running, 2 passing. I'll tell you what, coming in as advertised, but he really has been impressive. And by the way, he's just a junior, boys. He's coming back next year.
Yeah, and if they're back on the schedule, it's not getting easy because I'm looking around. They got a lot of guys that are going to be coming back next year. They don't have a ton of seniors on this roster.
No, Coach Scott Paulty, I had a great chat with him a couple days ago, and he's in his 9th year, 25th overall, and coaching 16 as a head coach. And he told me they've had some turnover issues this season. They haven't had that issue here tonight.
This is what I'm saying. This is good coaching right here. That's it.
Scott Paulty directs.
Yep. And you know what? They're not even going to burn their last time out.
He'll take a knee.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. They're going to run it out. This is it.
27 seconds to go in the game. 26-23 LCC.
Yep, there you go. See, you can tell this guy's coached before. That is good coaching right there. Just take the knee, win the game. Don't worry about the touchdown because the only thing that can happen, Aaron, is a fumble or something stupid.
Yep. All right, so the clock is winding down. 10 seconds to go, and for the first time in 9 years, the Lucas Cubs are about to drop their 3rd consecutive game. As the clock hits triple zeros, and final score from Bob Wine Field, Lima Central Catholic has defeated Lucas by a final score of 26-23. We'll take a break, come back, put a wrap on things here from Lucas in the game of the week. Once again, final score, Lima Central Catholic 26, Lucas 23. We'll wrap it up next. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
There's a blood shortage and we came up to Dead Lovers Point at midnight on Friday the 13th.
Lame.
Guess I'm gonna waste all this blood by dying in a predictable horror movie way.
50% of Americans like watching blood get spilled in horror movies, but only 3% donate it. When was the last time you donated blood?
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports services as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects. Check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report. Back now with our player of the game presented by Tridico Sign Company. We have got Carson Parker joining us right now. I mean, due to total effort by you, and it seemed like you got stronger as the game went along. Talk to me about that in the second half. I mean, you were pulling kids with you for yards and yards and yards. Are you one of those guys that as the night progresses, you just feel like you got a little bit more juice?
Yeah, I do. And it didn't only start with me. It started with our linemen up front as the game went on. They were blocking harder and harder each time. And I felt like as the game went on, we were running Lucas, we were running up down there. They were getting tired, but we were just getting started, so we just kept it going through the whole game.
What an exciting fourth quarter this was. I mean, no scores in the third, and then all of a sudden, the offenses started opening it up. Well, what was it like to be a part of that where it was back and forth and back and forth? It looked like the Cubs were left for dead, and then they score, then you guys kind of sealed the deal.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the craziest games we've had this year. We thought we had, I think we were up about 2 possessions maybe, and they came down, and we knew they were going to throw it. But their quarterback was putting it on the money. The receivers were running great routes, catching the ball, and they just drove it right down us and scored. But then we came right back and responded every time with the same thing.
Big win for you guys in terms of the playoff points. Lucas now losers of 3 straight, but this is a team perennially in the playoffs going far places in D7. You guys as well. It's been a really tough schedule for you. Tell me about just navigating all the different opponents that you've had to, and especially like coming on the road in an environment like this. It's obviously not easy to win here.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Our schedule, just like Lucas, hard, independent schools. We got to travel hours just to go play a team. Best teams in the area. Most of the time, they're way bigger than we will ever play in the tournaments, but that honestly just prepares both of us for some deep playoff runs in the future.
Tell me about expectations for this team heading into the season compared to where you guys are at right now, sitting at 4-3.
Heading into the season, we were really confident. We started 2-0 as well, and then we hit a 3-game losing streak. But we still stayed confident because we knew those were 3 great teams that we had to play, and we could make it to where we want in D7. And we've just stayed confident the whole time, even with the losses.
So moving forward, this has got to be a confidence builder for you guys. Do you feel like it's just going to get better and better as you continue on, and that you're starting to hit your stride as you're getting closer to postseason time?
Yes, I do. Our starting receiver, Billy Burke, he was out the first 5 weeks with a collarbone injury. Now that we have him back, it really opened up our offense because we've always had weapons there, but now we can throw that third receiver in there and spread it out more. And we spread the defense out, and we just run it right up the middle and pound it down their throats.
Well, that you did. Definitely in that second half, man. It was truly a treat to watch from up here. We got a big viewing audience right now on Facebook and YouTube. Is there anybody that might be watching in the Lima area you want to give a shout-out to? Go ahead.
No, I don't have anyone.
All right, no shout-outs from our guy Carson. Huge game for him, though. Congratulations on being our Tridico Sign Company Player of the Game.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
My pleasure. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back to wrap things up from Bob Wine Field. Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report. Welcome back to the Kelly's Dairy Bar and Miniature Golf post-game action. My name is Brian Skoronsky, taking over for the boys over at WMAN. And super exciting game tonight here at Bob Wine Field, coming down to the wire. Lucas, though, dropping their third straight 26-23. Lima Central Catholic coming on the road and picks up a big-time victory, certainly in terms of the playoff picture. Both of these teams compete in Division 7. They wouldn't meet, I don't think, until they would get into a state Final Four. So potential for both of these teams to try to put together a run like that. But Lima Central Catholic in a better position now at 4-3 as Lucas dips to 3-4 overall. And just an overall crazy performance tonight by Carson Parker. 4 total touchdowns for him. But as we talked about in the post-game interview, he felt like he just brought the juice more and more as the game played along. And it certainly hurt Lucas, who just wouldn't be able to bring him down there in the clutch. When they really needed to most in the last couple of quarters, it was the Parker show. And that's why LCC is able to escape tonight with a big-time victory. I want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to all those that help bring you live and free coverage on the OH Report, including Kelly's Dairy Bar and Miniature Golf, Ohio Valley Manufacturing, the Coney Island Diner, Scout Construction, Maumee Bay Turf Center, Park National Bank, and North Central State College. That's going to do it for our coverage here at Bob Wine Field. Want to give you a reminder, though, to check out all of the action from around the area coming up tonight on the Friday Night Pigskin. That all goes down at 11:30 live right here on the OH Report Facebook and main YouTube page. So for Mason Neese, my fabulous camera guy, Erik Will, and Aaron Hines over on WMAN, I am Brian Skoronsky saying so long, folks. We'll see you on the Pigskin here in just a little while. Take care, y'all.